All right, guys. Welcome back, everybody. We are now into our, I guess we would call it our, well, it's my favorite part of the cast. These are the awards that studios are most looking forward to not receiving at all in any way possible.
Most of the studios really talk so much about how the Game Crashers Dubious Awards is the worst thing. They lose bonuses because of these awards.
People lose their job.
Yeah.
And how about that record button?
Make.
Oh.
I'm right on top of this.
Oh, the Game of Thrones game. Yeah.
Man, I was hoping that was going to be good.
Yeah.
Much as I love the Shatter soundtrack. Gotta move along. Alright, people. Welcome back. Good to see you all still on the channel. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for hanging out and watching the Crashstravaganza today.
Yep.
Hope you are having a fantastic Saturday. All new people who just came into the channel and those who've been here. The entire cast, you guys are fucking amazing. We love you.
Yeah.
We are into my favorite section of the awards show. The awards that I'm sure every studio just waits, you know, impatiently for the results so that they can go like this when they're not on our list.
Literally, we put a game on here, it loses 30,000 sales.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And people lose their jobs and their bonuses.
We
Crush
determine
your game like that.
Families.
We determine who lives and
ruined.
who dies, basically, by you know what sinks and what swims. It's the Dubious Awards. We are gonna start right out with most disappointing game. Not beating around the bush here, fellas. Most disappointing game. Who wants to take it?
Oh yeah, this is my category.
All right, Boris, go.
Yeah.
Oh, Boris, you want to start?
My Little Pony.
My top
Force
disappointing game
My
was
Little
Wet.
Pony.
What was that?
What's
Say it
that?
again.
Wet.
Okay.
I think
2009
disappointment
game.
indicates some kind of high expectations.
Yeah,
so
didn't
for it.
you? Okay. Go on.
No, it was most disappointing game because when you play it, you see all the things that
Oh.
it could have been.
Okay, yeah, that.
Yeah.
And there
I
are
hear
so
that.
many good things that were
I mean, the
done in
aesthetic.
terms of just the
Yeah.
raw elements. And then, like, let's say you take a bunch of good elements and you hand them off to somebody. And they try to just patch it together with mortar and duct tape and
But really
chewing gum that
bad
they
tape,
found
yeah.
under the subway station over at wherever the fuck.
All right.
And then they hand it back to you and you go, we have to release this? Fuck you.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Like, it's one of those games that you could literally take any level throughout the entire game and put it as the first level, and you'd get equal enjoyment out of the game. Like, there's no build whatsoever. You don't learn things about the gameplay as you play it. It's all just the same-ish stuff throughout.
Wow.
Like, you get like various weapons that don't really do anything. You're given these combat arenas that are all linked together by meaningless tangents. And it just has, like, the gameplay itself is really kind of fun, but there's even really kind of fun gameplay needs something more to link it together to make you want to continue. Otherwise, you just want to hang out in the same room for the whole time, and it's literally the same type of game.
Yeah.
I'll give you a quick example. Like the second to last level, there's this really awesome thing that could have been cool, where you have a pair of shutters on a window across the street on a building or across this alleyway. And what you're supposed to do in your most badassery is to dive across the gap between the two alleys, shoot these shutters open, and land inside the next building. At no point do you know that you can shoot anything in the environment and have it do anything more meaningful than blow up.
Right.
Like, this is the first time you're seeing anything like this, and it's in an aerial setting where you might die making this jump.
Yeah.
If you don't shoot the shutters open. Because I jumped over it thinking, oh, okay, I'm just
stupid.
going to crash through this. Bomb! Dead.
Like a cartoon.
And it could have been such this awesome, organic moment, and the entire game is just riddled with that, where you could have had such a better experience. And then my runner-up, Bionic Commando, which, again, gameplay by itself, a lot of fun, swinging around. It works well. You're able to do very fast movement, very
The arm goes
accurately,
great.
and it's all skill-based, but at the same point, it's not split-second button press type of gameplay. It is you hold down the button, as soon as you pass something you can latch onto, you do, and you make your swing. Now, along with all of this speed, they've given you all these walls that kill you instantly. So you don't want to pick up speed. So what the fuck's the point? Why would you... It feels great doing this. I'm going to stop you from doing it.
Yeah,
It's shit like that.
Oh.
It could have been so much better, and it wasn't.
all right.
All right, that was very disappointing. I'll go.
Okay, go ahead.
Runners up. Oh, this is Murderer's Row. Gettysburg, Armored Warfare.
Oh,
Legends of Pegasus. What? Oh, will anyone other than
picked it to be good.
Legends of Pegasus?
What is that?
It was a 4X game, and I like 4X games.
So do I.
We'll get
Wow.
into the Legends of Pegasus debacle very
Okay.
shortly. For me, I hate to say it, Diablo 3. I'm not. I don't.
Yeah.
You think of this insane love for D2 back in the 90s or back in 2000,
Yep.
and everyone's like, "Oh my God, D3! Midnight launches, parties going off, fucking cities exploding, cats and dogs,
Fireworks.
fucking
And then
like."
your servers
Yes.
exploded.
And even beyond the server
Yeah.
thing, you play it and it's like, it's a dungeon crawler.
You'll never look at the number 37 the way again.
Well, that too, but it's just like you would think that like with the slavish passion people were having over
Right.
it, this was going to be, and like I got the starter edition and I was playing it and I was like, I like Torchlight 2 better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, but that's not my most disappointing game. My most disappointing game, the game that broke my heart and left me crying for months on end, was Silent Hill Downpour. When Konami said,
Ouch.
we're giving this to an unknown developer, we think they're going to do a good job. They were half right. You have never heard of Vatra Games. You will probably not
Never
hear from them again after this. I'm a huge Silent Hill fanboy.
Right.
I really liked Shattered Memories quite a bit. Silent Hill Downpour nearly single-handedly kills that series.
And like Shattered Memories, that was a surprise. Like,
Yes,
so
I was not
maybe-
expecting anything from Shattered
Right, so
Memories.
maybe Downpour would be
Silent Hill
surprisingly awesome,
Downpour.
too.
First of all, it looks like it's running on like a PS -1. It's probably the worst looking. It's one of the worst looking games of the year, and they bring.
So there was a corn song in Downpour.
Corn.
Yes, there was a corn song in the intro, and then on top of that, they say that we're going to bring some sort of open world elements to this. And at the time, it sounded okay, and then you realize when you're playing it, Silent Hill doesn't need that.
Yeah.
That's not. It's a guided haunted house.
Yeah, that's
creep
not the thing
ride.
you go into that for.
Yeah,
No.
and that's not what you. And the
Yeah,
combat.
cars.
The combat. There's all of I'd say 3 or 4 monster types to fight. The
that's
storyline and stuff. I liked out of that entire game. I say it took me about 8 to 9 hours to beat it. I liked one part of it. One part. There's one part where you're on
corn
a
song.
No. There's one part where you're on a mine shaft ride, like a tour, like
had a Skrillex song
welcome
in it,
to the
yeah.
shut the fuck up. You're on like a minecart ride. I was looking at you. That's why I thought. You're on a minecart ride, like a tour through the history of the town, and you get to this part with all these mannequin miners, and even this is ripped off from like Condemned or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then the lights start flashing, the voice that's doing the narration starts to go really deep, and the miner mannequins start moving with each flash of the light until eventually
Ooh,
like one of
like
them's
strobe
right
kinda thing.
in your face.
Nice.
That was great. And I was like, oh, okay. And I enjoyed nothing else for the next 6 hours.
Right.
That is my most disappointing game of the year, possibly my most disappointing game ever.
Take Silent Hill to Hong Kong, Game of the Year next year.
Yeah.
That's basically the solution to that problem. I guess I'll go. My most disappointing game of the year was Dragon's Dogma. And the reason for that is when I played that game at New York Comic Con 2011, that game stood out as one of my most unexpectedly interesting games of the show.
Right.
And I was like, oh, this is fucking great. This is fucking cool.
And then it took it back.
A whole game of that is not as great. And in fact, that game is incredibly sparse in a lot of areas that are, frankly, important. The gameplay is good, but it's not Dark Souls good. It's not so fun that it can carry that game by itself
Right.
with all the other shit missing. Like, if it was that combat with Skyrim's story or content,
oh man,
then it would be brilliant. And supposedly they're making a second one, and I hope that's what happens.
Here's my thing.
I really do, because there's a start of something there, but where it is now is not enough.
Here's my thing with Dragon's Dogma. There's very limited fast travel options, and initially I thought, well, that sounds like a great idea. It makes you really explore the world, and then you realize, wait, everything spawns in the same place.
Yes, every
time. So there's no, it's not like we're gonna go on an adventure. It's like I gotta walk through the part where these motherfuckers pop up, and then these motherfuckers.
It's not
pop
a world. If you want to talk about the opposite of best world, I'd say Dragon's Dogma has the dullest world. It is desaturated. There's not really all that much to the, like, even when you're going to locations that are important, you go up to them and you're like, oh, that's a thing. It's like there's no moment of, whoa, this is fucking, like, caves are caves. There's nothing like there's nothing intriguing about anything in this game, and it's really just like, okay, well, this seems like a fighting system in need of a game around it. And the weirdest thing is that, like, and I haven't finished it, but what everybody's been telling me is that there is story to it. It's just at the last 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah, which is
it's like that's
doesn't count.
Not enough.
Doesn't count. That's
even Dark Souls has more story than that. And my runner-up is Smite. Because I just don't find that game fun to play.
Okay.
I thought the idea in concept is really smart, and playing that game is not fun at all. And it just,
I enjoyed it at PAX East, but
yeah, it's just I don't like the characters, I don't like the skills, I don't think there's any like this. I never felt like I was learning the way to progress through buying items or leveling skills, and that is key. You have to basically not think at some point about those things. You have to you have to know them so well that you can essentially pick the item you want and change to another item really quickly. And every time I play that game, I kept going through the item list, going like, I have no fucking clue what to buy. I have no idea what skills I have on this character, and I'm not picking it up. Like the thing, say what you will about League of Legends, but everything about that game, by playing it, you learn how to play it. And with Smite, I was just like, this game is giving me nothing, except that it feels like it is ripping off parts of games that I like. Okay. And it has one thing about it that it's trying to sell, and that it's not League of Legends. it's the non-League of Legends
direct control, but
MOBA game, and I don't think that's enough. That's not enough for me. Like, I was expecting more. I was expecting, and it also looks like shit. I'm sorry.
For the non-League of Legends MOBA, that's probably more of Awesome Knots than
what?
Probably more Awesome Knots is more the non-League of Legends.
Awesome Knots is fucking awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That seems to be more of the non-LOL person's
Awesome Knots
LOL.
is great. So unexpected. So this tiny, side-scrolling MOBA game. It's fucking awesome.
So I'll go, and mine is probably gonna be sort of surprising. Of these two, was actually Medal of Honor Warfighter. Mm-hmm. Now, I really liked the 2010 Medal of Honor, and the thing was it got like pretty poor reviews, and when I played it, I just thought to myself that, you know what? Everything the reviewers are complaining about are the same fucking problems that Call of Duty has, and they never complain about that because Call of Duty has more fans, and if they shit on Call of Duty too much the way the reviewers would like to, then all these fans would leave and they wouldn't get the money. And I'm seriously, I'm calling out a lot of game reviewers. I'm not saying that they're in the pocket necessarily of Activision, but the fact that it's just a bigger game, bigger games, the games with a real kind of fan base behind it, just get softer treatment.
Right.
So when
Warfighter was their outlet for all their previous anger.
Well,
and the rest of the Call of Duty series.
Well, that's exactly what happened to the first. Well, not the first, but the 2010 Medal of Honor. I think that was also a bit of their outlet. Like, I'm annoyed about this stuff about Call of Duty, but I can't complain about it then, so I'll complain it here. When 2010 Medal of Honor was the best fucking Call of Duty game since Modern Warfare 1. And so when Warfighters are getting all these poor reviews, I'm like, you know what? No, I'm probably gonna love this one too. All the reviewers are bullshit. No, the reviewers are right. They fucked up so bad. They ruined everything that was good about 2010 Medal of Honor. It's going to come up a whole lot in my dubious awards. I have no fucking clue what's going on in that game.
Yeah, that game released broken. That game released
yeah.
That game released unplayable.
Yeah. It was just
insult to people who bought that first game and thought it was good.
Medal of Honor 2010, like, hey, yeah, it's Afghanistan. Your enemies are the Taliban. You know, it's pretty simple. It's straightforward. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know who these people are. I don't know why I'm doing this. The gameplay is fucked up. So that was a disappointment. I bought that because something good had happened in my life, and I just wanted to kind of blow off some steam and just, I want to go play a game. I'm going to buy a game full price right now. And it
ruined your good feels.
So I bought that, played it for a couple minutes, and like, this sucks. And then I went and bought Black Ops 2 and felt a little better about things. And my runner-up would be an iOS game called Reckless Racing 2, which also got really good reviews. But Reckless Racing 1 was this fun, just goofy little, little top-down car racer with this goofy kind of a redneck theme to it. It was a fun little game. And then I was like, oh, I want more of that. Reckless Racing 2 gets all serious and dumps the whole theme. It's just, you're like this, and it's all about tuning your car. It's fucking still top-down racer. I don't want to tune my car. I want to be a goofy little like Dukes of Hazzard-esque driving around. It was so clearly built so that you would, want to go pay money to upgrade your car faster. And, oh, God, that was annoying.
Shit.
Yep. All right, mine.
Yeah.
I hate to diss on this game because I love that it
please
exists.
lay into it.
But I don't know
Spelunky.
what I was expecting for...
What did you say?
Spelunky.
I don't know what I was expecting for Black Mesa, but
Minecraft.
clearly I was my expectations were sky high for some reason.
Right.
And I played it and I was like, all right, well, it looks like something that came out 8 years ago. And it plays like something that came out 15 years ago.
It's Half-Life 1.
I know.
What were you thinking?
I know. I love Half-Life. I'm like, that's one of my favorite games of all time.
That's
of
why
course.
that's why you go into playing that. You don't go
But-
into Half-Life 1 expecting Halo 4.
No. I know. But I guess I hadn't played it in a really long time. But it plays like a game. It was an awesome game, Half-Life 1. But
Dude,
there
actually,
have been
it
several
should be your
design
game-
innovations since then.
It
that
should be your
were
game
good.
of the year because it's Half-Life without fucking Zen, which is a win.
Yeah, I know.
So that's better.
But I was like, yeah, I remember those soldiers being a lot smarter. I don't know. Maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. Maybe the AI is not as good. Maybe
they fucked it up.
It's
I don't know.
it's those fucking invisible ninjas that are really the fucking piece of
yeah,
shit.
They were great.
I guess. But
Worst game.
and anyway, I played like halfway through. And I was like, yep, all right, I got this. Great job. I'm glad it exists. But I can't help but feeling. I guess I was just expecting too much. That was my problem.
Is that everybody?
Boris?
Anybody
Did
not
Boris
go?
go?
Boris went first.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Worst
Right.
gameplay gimmick.
Worst gameplay gimmick.
Oh, okay.
There's some good ones for this one.
Can I go?
You can go.
Because this is a game that a lot of people have praised, and I wish I could get past this gimmick and enjoy it. But the Mark of the Ninja stabbing QuickTime event, fuck that bullshit. I fucking hate QuickTime events in general, and that added absolutely nothing to the game. It irritated me every single time I did.
Okay.
it. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this.
All right, yeah.
And I could not believe I started playing the game and I was like, and I literally went to the menu. I was like, there's a way to turn this off, right? And then I realized no, I can't. And then I went looked online and I found a few people complaining about it, but I couldn't believe it. I hated that so much. I hate QuickTime events in general. It every single time. It's because it's random too. It's like I'm moving towards you. I feel awesome. I have just snuck up upon this guy. My reward should be, he hasn't seen me. I deserve a reward right now, which is that I'm gonna get to stab this dude. Oh wait, I'm supposed to pull left or right. I guess I'm supposed to pull left. I'm moving towards him. It feels maybe I should have pressed right, but all right. I guess
Jason,
now
that
it's
just
ruined.
means you're awful at video games. That's all. It's just-
I hate QuickTime events so much.
See,
Learn to not suck,
love
noob.
Hated that.
I don't love or hate that. I don't love or hate that mechanic. I'm indifferent to its
Okay.
existence in that game because everything else about that game is fucking awesome.
I wish I could
so
play it.
That's really,
I wish I could play it. If someone mods that out, I will love that game.
that'll never happen because it's embedded into the art style. I don't think there's a way to
Well,
remove that.
really, what I should do is if they have apparently there's some kind of item you can get way later in the game that
Yeah.
will remove those.
Yeah.
So if someone knows there's a cheat way to get that right
Yeah.
away, tell me.
You need girlfriend mode for Mark of the Ninja.
I need let's remove QuickTime events from video games in general other than Asura's Wrath. I would sign that immediately. Seriously, Azurath, that's fine.
I'll give you
Remove
that
from
one.
any other game.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one.
I don't need another one because that's just terrible.
Who else is going? Do you want me to go? Okay, go ahead, Boris.
Kid Icarus came
The
with a
whole game.
stand
All of it?
so that you didn't hurt yourself. Trying to play a game in which you're supposed to manipulate buttons and write on a screen at the same time. Now, I like Kid Icarus. I enjoy playing it. But as soon as you get into a control scheme where a human being with 2 arms can't play it, you have a design flaw.
Need a third arm,
Most
man.
of your audience will have 2 arms. The occasional has 1.
But none of them have 3.
Yeah.
Nobody's using their dick to prop the console up.
Boris, do you even lift, bro?
I'm just saying, there are certain things that you shouldn't do in gameplay design, and like I literally brought the game with me on my recent vacation, but didn't have the stand, and went, I'd like to play this, but I don't want to hurt myself. I'm not gonna play this, and like you have to start being creative. It's like a pothead trying to make a bong out of something. It's like, all right, what can I use to make a stand to play this game with? I mean, I got some wood scraps over here, and the guy, fuck it.
Oh.
That was just. I mean, like, you got a lot of interesting things using the cameras on the touchpad and so on. It's like, that's fine. That works in gameplay, but no, you have to let something else go in the meantime.
Right.
May I go?
Yep.
Yes.
I don't know if this is a winner or an honorable mention, but I just thought of it because it's fucking annoying as shit. And only Dark Souls would do something so bold. Not fucking telling you where the DLC starts.
What?
Yeah. And it's not even like it's somewhere
not
that
even
it's not even
apparent.
like it's somewhere. It's not even like it's something you can just walk up and be like, "Oh, I found it." No, you have to do things in a specific order.
way.
And if you don't, fuck you. You ain't getting it.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's ballsy.
It's terrible. But only Dark Souls
That's
would
so
do it.
cool.
Fuck you. So bad.
You don't get to play the DLC.
You know, yeah. I never
That's amazing.
I paid for this. I never found the DLC.
That is the most Dark
can't.
Souls gimmick ever.
It's fucking
Paying
terrible.
ransom.
And then the one that I picked originally was, and I have to mention it because I love the game for everything else except this, concussion grenades and tribes.
Oh, some people were mentioning that before in the
Yeah.
chat. Yeah.
Concussion grenades and tribes.
So they knock your
Oh
flag
yeah,
off.
let's create a grenade that's only designed to knock the flag off your back when you have a fucking perfect flag run.
Oh.
If that's all you need
No,
to
you
do,
should shoot them.
yeah, you should
That's how you
fucking
do it.
shoot them. If you can't hit them with your disc launcher, go fucking play another game. I'm telling you, I played a shitload of
Is
tribes.
that your favorite gimmick?
And I am so tired of that thing because doing a good flag run is hard. I don't know if you've played that game, but I don't expect everybody to be able to do that. Granted, there are a lot of people in Tribes Ascent who can, but it used to be something that there were people who were dedicated flag runners because they were the only fucking
Right.
people who could do it.
Right.
So to fuck over the guys that are essentially the best at doing that by
Yeah.
giving it, a win button to the people who can't fucking fire their main weapon.
Sounds like Call
Sorry,
of Duty, but-
not cool at all. You look like
it
you're,
was Rum who
yeah.
was complaining about that.
Yeah,
But-
he and I agree on this.
So I have a couple. Just a couple. I'm known
Oh,
as
I thought you were gonna argue that point. All right.
No, I'm not going to argue it. I'm also going. Well, I have a few things, but in Tribes, I'm with you, except the fractal grenade.
Which one is that?
The fractal grenade is the grenade that you throw,
that's really
and
cool.
it starts shooting off disco
Yes,
lights of
yes,
death everywhere.
yes,
I wouldn't
yes.
mind it if there was a way to counteract it. There isn't. It's
Yeah.
the win button.
Yeah.
And there's no friendly fire, so all you need is someone with it behind the flag runner to throw it at the flag, destroys everyone going for the flag, and then your flag runner grabs it.
Yeah.
It's the win button.
Yeah.
I hate
There are-
the fractal grenades.
All right, that's
I'm
really
not done.
overpowered,
But let me
yeah.
just say one more thing about Tribes. Tribes is great because when they released Tribes originally, I thought they did a great job. And then they've started introducing weapon after weapon after weapon that's
Because of the
fucking it
free-to-play
up.
stuff?
That is fucking that game up every time they release a new weapon. And it's driving me crazy because I love Tribes, and it's the closest Tribes game to the original Tribes I've played in a long time. Sorry, I'm going to shut up now. Go ahead.
Another one is a game that I love dearly. PlanetSide 2. The search system is so busted right now.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
The certifications in Planet Side 2, certification is essentially how you buy power-ups and advance with your glasses. You gain them so glacially slow. And I get why they did it.
Is it a free to play type thing?
It is, but here's the thing. People say they did it to make you buy. Possibly. But also, they built it as an MMO. That's something that's designed for you to play for years. Now, that's fine, I guess.
There are people who play Counter-Strike for fucking 10 years.
Certain things can't be bought with real money. You have to do certs. And if you're looking at something that's 1,300 certs, and you've now been playing the game for 30 hours, and you have 180, well, it's not.
It's a system that only rewards the best players, because I guarantee there are guys who are BR 90 in the game right now who have thousands of certs, who are, all the way to the bank with their certs. But the problem is that they are fucking
they're gods.
They are too good at that game. They're surgical with the weapons. It's fucked.
Yeah.
It only benefits the best players, which is why they've been doing so many double XP weekends. And not even with the holidays, just because people need an extra boost to get the fucking weapon they want.
Yeah.
So.
But my worst gameplay gimmick of the year, the real money auction house in Diablo 3.
Oh.
Yeah, I went there, fuckers. I cannot think of an idea. Fucking fanboys.
Yeah.
The amount of defense. What are you doing?
I said, let me know if you need me to open the window. Okay.
The amount of defense that fanboys have come to. It's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
It gets.
It's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. It gets gold farming. Out in the open. It's like that doesn't make any sense. That's like me being the mayor of New York and saying, "All right, I want 70% of the cocaine profits here." Good for him. He's getting it out in the open where he can manage it. That's brilliant. I think it's a bad idea, and the whole game was built.
Changes the gameplay.
The whole game was built around it. The whole fucking game is built around the real money auction.
Yes,
it's not even like something you can look at it and say, "Well, maybe it's just an idea they had somewhere along it." No, the whole game was built to facilitate the real money auction house.
They made one for Torchlight 2 right now, like that. You could say it's not built around it, just some random, this thing kind of bolted on. But no, the whole thing was designed with that very early
From
on.
the DRM to the Nightmare mode to the Inferno mode, it's all designed. I mean, from what I understand, I haven't played in Inferno mode, but once you do, you have to go to the auction house to get through Inferno mode. There are weapons you need that you're only going to get on the auction house.
The only weapons that I had that were worth a damn were ones that Rum purchased for me in the auction house before the real money auction house came out. They were never drops that I found that were good, which is bullshit because you can find amazing weapons on the first fucking level of the first fucking zone of Diablo 2.
Yep. Yes.
And I know,
tough shit
the reason...
tough shit to the game. If you find it, win button, give it
and
to
they can say all they want. They can say all they want that, well, Activision getting involved with us didn't really change us. Okay. StarCraft 2 made Activision happy because through the esports scene, StarCraft 2 is monetized after its sales run. Yeah. D3, though, you're looking at it,
how do you monetize
Once people give us only $60, where are we getting our extra money from? And that's when they come up with this auction house bullshit. And I have not heard, to this day, a defense. I've heard defenses of the auction house. I haven't heard one that has made me turn around and go, yeah, I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Every defense I read is just like, fuck you. What are you, insane?
Here's a defense. Bobby Kotick has only 3 boats.
I knew it was going to be boats. I was either going to be boats or planes, yeah.
And
he needs a new one.
And also, I want to agree.
He's calling it Butt Stallion.
I also want to agree with I also want to agree with Cherokee here. The instinct mode in Hitman Absolution is bad.
What was the instinct mode?
It's the cheat button.
Is it like Detective Vision in Batman?
Yeah, except that doesn't really belong in Hitman.
No,
that doesn't belong in Hitman.
It's fine in Batman.
No.
Well, it's decent in Batman.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Because he's fucking Batman.
It's true. Exactly.
Yeah.
With the real money auction house, it always amuses me anytime you can buy a game and then sell an item that gives you back more than the cost of the game.
Oh, yeah, right.
But it's fascinating, though, because, Boris, I would say that would be great, except that's all just luck of the draw.
Right.
It's just you playing that game enough to randomly get the 1 in a million loot drop that you can sell for $70.
Slot Machine, the video game.
It's pretty much, it's gambling. You are gambling. You are walking into a casino. And I got news for you guys. Unfortunately, the house usually wins.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
But it's the biggest thing that kept me away from D3. But what about the DRM? Well, the DRM is there because of the real money auction house. You know, like that. Those two things feed off each other.
Yeah.
So that's my worst. That's my worst gameplay gimmick of the year.
You know, I hear you. I agree with you.
That is pretty egregious.
That's pretty hard to argue with.
Yeah.
Are there any? Did anybody not go?
Brian, did you go?
Can you top that?
No. I have one where I'm complaining about being
double royal money auction house.
Spelunky.
Let me complain about getting old for a second.
Back in my day.
So Fez, great game. I love Fez.
Oh
Okay,
no!
yeah.
Don't you dare!
Yeah.
The secrets in Fez require me to do something that I did with gusto in Mist to Riven, which is sit there and scroll down like mysterious symbols written all over the place. Not even sure if I'm writing them down correctly because my TV has shitty resolution. And then coming up with a language based on that, and then wandering around the world aimlessly looking for those symbols so that I can translate shit to get tons of secret items. Which
you know,
I'm like if I were 14, I'd love this, but like I'm not doing that anymore.
right.
But games don't do that.
Games
when they
don't do that.
really poorly. Fez did it really well.
I hear you, and it's very.
It just wasn't fun though.
Yeah.
You know, like I was sitting there like, God, why am I looking at this sheet of
God, why am I doing this thing?
What is it? I want to
to
spin the world around and have like cool platforming mechanics.
Right.
Maybe there's some secrets. I don't want to like
My
pour
pen-
over
my
these
pen writing
symbols
hand
that I
is-
found on a tablet. You know, like that's not what I'm signing up
Right.
for.
I get like when I first saw like a couple, the early trailers when it was just seemed to be a platforming kind of spinning world thing. I was like, oh, that looks awesome. And then it got released, and when I started hearing more about it,
I have no idea. We're all 30.
Yeah.
How old are you? How old are you? 12, Brian?
Oh man.
nice.
Ever since I hit
he just
18,
He's just facially hair challenged. That's all.
It's just all the things I started hearing more about this game. More of the things I hear
Brian-
about this game, the things that people are saying like, oh, this game was so amazing. So like all of them just sound like, that doesn't sound. I don't want to have like to play the game a second time and like have to, follow some ARG, like following some things and trying to figure all this stuff out. Like, I want to play a puzzle platformer.
when I took the picture of the screen with my phone for the QR code, I was like, this is too much. I can't do this anymore.
Wow.
Back in my day, you played the game over and over, but it was the first
I don't-
2 or 3
I mean,
levels
I was
that
like,
you
it's
played.
cool that he's doing this,
and I can
but
totally
like,
understand
I'm
why
not
people would
finding
love
it
that.
fun.
I can totally
you know?
understand why people would love that. Like, I'm not saying that you're like, there are things you're wrong about.
I was
Rob.
fascinated because games can't do that. You can't make games that do that. And the fact that somebody did it and did it well.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with that.
Is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I don't wanna play it.
I'm not, and I'm saying that, there are definitely games I've played that I look at and I go, well, my 14-year-old self would have fucking loved this game.
Yeah.
Would have fucking loved this
I
game.
mean, the secret world has an in-game browser so that you can solve its puzzles.
Yes. Yes. I am aware of this.
I'm not making that up. There's an in-game browser
But it's
specifically
also
because
the
its
secret
puzzles
world,
are so
the secret world
esoteric.
the secret world has some really great puzzles.
Yes,
in
it does.
That's
I'm
the
not
thing
saying that's a
fucking
bad
awesome.
thing, but I'm saying like on that note, man, like the secret world, the investigation
And again,
missions are terrific.
In a world without Guild Wars 2, in a year without Guild Wars 2, Secret World would have been one of my
Favorite
would have
MMOs?
been my favorite MMO this year.
Right.
Absolutely, hands down.
Yeah.
They just did some really scuzzy shit. With that game.
Yeah.
And again, Rob, I do want
really-
to say just about Fez. Like, I'm not knocking that you like it.
No,
I'm, like,
beat the shit out of it. I'm okay with it.
It's
It's
totally
fine.
fine. It's awesome that they made a game with all that kind of stuff in it. It just sounds.
I ain't got no horse in this race. It's fine.
Yeah.
Fucking kick the shit out of it. It's fine.
It's not your.
And
yeah.
what I was feeling was not anger at the game, but
Yeah.
sadness.
Right.
Because the time of my life when I enjoyed that sort of thing is now over.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Pathetic fuck.
Sad. Oh man.
I want to jump around
Pathetic
and flip
sack.
the world, you know?
Just get your room in the
Just
retirement
shoot me
home now.
man.
Look at you.
If I can't translate a fake language in a video game, then it's over.
It's not canned. It's just like, man, my heart's just not
Not
into
in
this
it.
anymore.
Yeah. it's-
Yeah.
My heart must be dead.
I was
man.
taking the notes, but it was forced.
It's just the day that racehorse doesn't break off the line, just like, oh shit. I guess I gotta put it down.
This game has revealed to you you're no longer a real person.
Yeah. Or the person you once thought you were.
Are we all done with this one?
I think
Yeah.
we're done with this one. I think
Most
we
overhyped?
put like several bullets in this category.
Yep.
Yeah, most overhyped. This is a good one.
Now, I'm going to go
is where we make
first just
people angry.
because my runner-up is going to get people very mad at me.
Both of mine are get people angry. At
Oh,
me, so-
mine's worse.
Okay.
So my winner, I'm going to do my winner first because
Alright,
it's
winner.
my most overhyped is Diablo 3. I don't think
Alright.
that's any.
Yeah.
However,
I don't
now,
think that's any
whereas I attacked Diablo 3 with passion and fire, confident that, yes, this is overhyped. The real money auction now sucks.
Yep.
This is disappointing. My runner-up, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
What?
I'm so sorry, guys. I've played Journey twice. I don't get it. I don't get it. I've played it twice now.
You are fucking crazy, man. You are fucking crazy.
Do you have no
man.
soul?
I will
mean,
leave the room.
You know what?
That's an honest question.
We know Sean.
Sean is a robot. He does not experience things.
I will open the floor to bash the shit out of
You
me,
are
but
out of your goddamn
guys,
mind.
I've played it twice. I ran into another player once who immediately flew away from me. I don't know if this was just people are saying this is like
They could tell you
Now,
didn't
here's
like
the thing.
game.
I'm not gonna rip on Journey because I fully fathom it's very special to some people. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's overhyped and I didn't like this, I didn't like that.
It is overhyped, not
I
like-
just don't think it didn't
It didn't
do it
speak to
for
you.
me. It speaks to everyone differently.
Sure.
Your brain isn't fast enough to get with Journey. We understand.
No, I actually don't think it's slow enough.
Yeah. It's by the time I can say that with,
Journey is supposed to speak to you.
I can
It's
say
supposed to be able to
I can honestly
receive.
say by the time Journey starts, it's over. Like that's the one thing about it. It is so short, but there's so what I don't feel like it could tell anything else than what it told in the time that it told. That's my thing about it.
Oh, yeah.
Like I would say
supposed
for
to be
me,
a short game.
yeah, for me, I would say the most overhyped game of the year. Unfortunately, and I'm gonna get shit for it too. Is The Walking Dead. I think it's got a great story. I think the rest of that game is fucking terrible. I don't like playing it one bit.
I disagree with
think
you
the
being
story is
the
great.
I disagree with the game being terrible. I don't think the gameplay is great though.
Yeah,
really.
but
is.
I think it winning as many awards as it has is somebody finally made an adventure game that doesn't suck. And I'm not saying that there
Right, no.
there aren't great adventure games out there. There are like
Machinarium.
the Whispered World, Deponia, Been There, Dan That games,
Yep.
Machinarium. There are great adventure games out there. This is
Sure.
just the one that cracked the nut of the
cracked the-
mainstream.
right,
And
yes,
people going
yes,
like,
yes.
"This is fucking
Oh,
amazing,
these
mate."
games.
Yeah, these games don't suck. No, dude, there's like a million adventure games out there that are
Agreed.
great.
Sure. Hear you
Go
on that.
play a couple of them, and guess what? They play better than The Walking Dead.
Machinarium plays better, absolutely.
Also, let's not forget we skipped worst looking game. We need to go back.
Oh, we
to
did?
that.
Oh,
Most overhyped game. I can't fucking believe I'm going to say this because all right, let's say Walking Dead wins it. Assassin's Creed 3.
yeah.
That game is not as good as that game preached itself to be. And
No,
it does
it's
a lot
not.
of great things. And I still think that Assassin's Creed 2 is the best of that series. But Brotherhood is also real good.
I
But
want to play Brotherhood.
that game was supposed to be like, fucking Revelations, fuck that game. This is the real sequel.
I know. I mean,
And
it was
it's
just that was the kind of game. That was the game that I was kind of like, I'm still only in AC2, and I was just like, fuck, I really need to get through this. Maybe I should just like spend weekend after weekend doing nothing but playing Assassin's Creed because I need to get to 3 because it looks awesome. And then I start hearing things about like, well, maybe I can take my time.
Yeah. And then the others are Halo 4 and Darksiders 2.
Darksiders 2.
Yeah.
Now-
I don't think what people wanted for Darksiders 2 and what they got is sort of like it. I don't know. Darksiders was such and I hate to put it this way, no pun intended. It was such a dark horse. Like I don't think people knew that was going to be as good as it was. I don't know what you can. Like I don't know. And Halo 4, it's a Halo game.
It is a Halo
Amazing.
game, and I will say, if
And
it
what they
wasn't
said they were going to do with it and what they came out with are two different things.
if it wasn't
Yeah.
for the multiplayer suite, I would have probably had Halo 4 as my most disappointing game of the year because the campaign. I didn't just hit a difficulty spike; I hit a difficulty steel wall
Barrier.
that I just couldn't get past, and I didn't want to lower the difficulty. I already don't like playing shooters on consoles with a controller to begin with.
Yeah.
And when I hit this part, I was like, "Fuck this."
That
I
reminds me
also-
of my first Halo game.
I also have to agree with Cherokee. I wasn't that big of a fan.
Flood.
I wasn't that big a fan of Max Payne 3 either.
I
I
need to
had
play
that
that.
installed and I played up to the Sao Paulo part, in the favelas, and
Nah.
I stopped and I came back recently, tried to play more of that, got to the end, died, and the checkpoint was about 30 minutes prior.
Oh.
And I went, "Fuck you, good night." I went, "Sorry."
There is some pretty brutal checkpointing
Smoke you
there.
later. That game is a huge disappointment.
I will say there's nothing more hilarious in Max Payne 3 than doing a heroic dive to do your guns thing and fall and diving off the roof.
Yes.
I did that.
I did that.
Max Payne
No,
games
there's
too,
nothing
but-
less heroic
Yeah.
than that.
No, there's nothing less heroic than accidentally meaning to do a jump when you didn't mean to, knocking into the environment and being like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa."
Can I just say once
That
again?
sounds-
Can I
that
just
sounds
say? Can I
like
just say
Max Payne
once
2.
again to bring it back to Journey? The reason I say overhyped
Uh-huh.
is that IGN gave it Game of the Year.
Yes.
I didn't. My brain isn't crunching the numbers.
Would you feel better if they had given it to Halo 4?
I would have been. I wouldn't have.
You would have
really,
expected that.
I would have expected it. You know, I would have been like, okay, yeah, they're gonna give it.
IGN.
They're gonna give it to Halo 4. But when I see Game of the Year Journey, I'm thinking, whoa, I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna take notice of this. Bought it right away. You know, I work nights. That's my thing. So I don't get home and start playing games till about 4 in the morning.
Right.
And
Yeah.
no one's playing Journey at that time. So I hop on there. It's 4 in the morning. I
want people
fucking
to play
poop
with
sock
it.
this thing in an hour and a half, hour 45, and I run into one dude who makes a funny noise and flies away. And I'm like, that was it? Like that was Journey. That's the Game of the Year right there. I was like, I started this at 4, it's 5:40. That was the fucking Game of the Year.
Yeah.
If I had played that before they started doing those, or before I had read any of the hype, I might have a different opinion of
Probably.
it. But
Right.
as
That-
it was,
That's exactly. That's
I
hype.
played
right
it-
there. Hype.
My experience, I played it twice. I ran into a bunch of different people, and the thing that nails it for me is that it transcends like geography, like world geography. You can
Yeah,
play that with
exactly.
anybody, and there are not a lot of games you can say that about. You
Mm-hmm.
can't play some games with people who don't speak your language.
Sure.
And this game
Yeah, exactly.
does it transcends that.
We all
And
speak the
thing
language of
is,
jumping
You
up and
don't.
down.
There's nothing to tell you that you're playing with one person A, B, or C.
Right.
Because they all look. Everybody looks alike. You think you're with somebody and you've made a connection with that person. You could go the whole game and never be with that guy again.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
could-
and I didn't.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
but you had an awful
yeah.
experience with it. What I'm saying
Right.
is that I encountered like 7 people each time I played it, and of course the names are funny because it's like Fart Jammer 25.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy's a great guy. Don't make fun of his
like,
name.
backstabbing cocksucker son of a bitch. It's like,
Well, he's an asshole.
How did
She's a really good girl,
she's,
man.
Yeah,
she's really nice.
She's really gentle. It's for, yeah.
I just want to
anyway.
know what fudge plant the guy I played with worked at. He packs this stuff for a living, I think.
I played a couple of rounds of
Man.
what game? Oh god, I played a couple of rounds of Nuclear Dawn with a guy named Bukaki Jockey. And
that's pretty good.
another dude named the Diarrhea of Anne Frank.
Wow.
And I wonder what types of people these are.
You just broke my soul with that one.
So my runner-up,
You're Dave. Go for it.
What was over hype game from Boris?
Take it, Boris.
actually, and my whole list is filled with shit. Like none of this was hyped.
Yeah, so
I mean, it's really not. So what I will say is
Say
that there was
something
one
hyped.
game on the list that I purchased because it was on sale on the 3DS store,
Wow.
and everybody around me at work and was saying that, oh, it's really kind of a fun game. It's definitely worth the $5, and I kind of wish I didn't buy it.
Yeah.
Mighty Switch Force.
Mighty's what?
Mighty Switch Force.
Okay.
Which is a game based on doing platforming that you can move objects into and then back from the environment. It's a toggle. So certain things are always back in the environment, certain things are always forward, and you swap them. Which is fine, which is interesting for platforming elements. But what I didn't realize is that the entire game is essentially a game of memorization of paths. So you have a very small area that you're moving through. You have to get to about 4 different points in the map in the fastest routes possible. And I'm like, oh no, this is not my kind of game. I am not a fan of games where the expressed purpose of the game is you have to play it a couple of times in order to figure out the exact route, and that's the game. It's
Right.
like, it's fine if I can go back through later and have an experience where, okay, this time I'll try the trial run. No, the entire game is just trial runs.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh, fuck that. No. No, no, no. But I will go back and say that my most hyped game, and I'll support everyone on this, it is Journey, because that's not the kind of game that is really supposed to reach those sorts of hype levels. That's a very
overhyped, though?
experiential game. It's a personal
that-
game.
Okay,
You
all
go
right.
through and
Okay.
experience, again, I'm using the same freaking buzzwords constantly, but it's something that it's meaningful to you because of the discovery of what you find along the way. You have meaningful engagements with people. You try to figure out these puzzles together without interacting in any sort of language means, and you feel like you are accomplishing more than the game itself, which is simply move from point A to point B. And to put all of that into, oh, this is the best thing ever. Whoa, yeah, check this shit out. That doesn't fit. It's not the right game for that attention.
But
Yeah, you're
no, I
right.
guess I could see where you're going with that. But when I hear overhyped, I assume it's like
Not as good as.
not as good as people. Not good, not necessarily.
Well, not bad,
not
not
worth, not
bad.
worth.
But how many
not
things
worthy
have
of-
you experienced that got
Right.
ruined because of other people saying it
Yeah,
was
okay,
something
I'll
else?
give.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
true. That's
I can,
true. That's true.
Okay, I'll buy it. I'll buy
It's
it.
something that you really need to discover on your own in order to
Right.
get the most
Yeah,
out
you
of it.
wish everyone played it without having known they should play.
Yeah,
it.
I mean, Sean, you
Yeah.
even said as much.
Yeah.
Like you needed to play it before the hype.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Did you go?
I did.
It's
Yes.
all personal experience. That game revolves completely around of what the journey
Right.
means to you and how you end up feeling you went through it.
Right. There
Did you
definitely have
go
been
through
like,
it
movies and
cooperatively?
games where I'm kind of like play them or watch them or whatever with before like the real kind of groundswell happens, and then I
Yeah.
like them, and then I'm so glad I've done that before like the backlash started. Like
Yeah,
there have been times
exactly.
of that.
Yeah.
I think what jades me with Journey is that, you know, being a pretty hardcore PC guy the past 2.5 years, like I've played that game, that hour and a half indie, really deep. It's not even about like the gameplay, man. Just like open your mind, bro,
Yeah.
to like the sights and the sounds and like the shapes and the colors, bro.
right,
and it's
right,
like.
right.
I've played that game before,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm almost immune to it at this point.
Right. Did you
I don't
play-
know
But
why.
here's-
Did you
but
play
here's the
Dear
thing.
Esther?
It's relaxing and beautiful, and the music is amazing.
I want to
Yeah.
jump. I want to jump off on that real quick though, because I think the important part is that console players are getting that experience.
No, and it is great.
Sure.
Yeah.
That is key
it's
to
it's
this
it's what I
argument.
just said. But I'm a hardcore
Yeah.
PC guy.
Right.
I've played it before. I haven't played it before, and it's not to take away from the accomplishments.
Lots of
people love it. I'm happy people love it. Great, have a good time. But like Boris was saying, it's about how what everyone experiences. And you know what? At the end of my journey, you know what I felt? I felt nothing.
That is a game.
I felt nothing. I was unmoved.
Yeah.
I'm
that
sad
is
for you.
that is a game
But I mean, that's kind of one of the truths of the game. Some people feel
that
nothing.
languishes and dies.
and there's nothing wrong with that.
Even I'll say even 2 years ago on the console, that game languishes and dies.
Yeah.
I don't think that it even sees the
Flower,
light of day. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a build-up point. I think what they did previously.
There you go.
gave
Cherokee.
them-
Cherokee sips up for me. It's like Dear Esther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's Dear
Or,
Esther.
you know,
And here's the thing: when
the
Path when I
or
played,
whatever that was.
played.
Game.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing about Dear Esther. When
Mm-hmm.
I played Dear Esther is about a guy trying to get over the death of one of his loved ones. What loved one of mine had just died. So that resonated with me while I was playing it. I would never recommend it though and hype it up as the game of the year. That was a
Right,
personal
right.
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, I
It
know that
ended.
yeah.
It ended. I tipped my hat to it and I said, "Yeah, that makes sense to me." But when other people say it sucks, you're
Fine,
if
you
it
didn't-
sucks with you,
Sure.
yeah, it sucked. It didn't resonate with you.
Sure.
It's just, especially on the message boards, the frothing defense of Journey, when the point of it is, what did the journey mean to you? And
Right.
if I say it meant
Right.
nothing, that's considered verboten. You
Right.
know, you can't
Yeah,
do that.
I think we gotta leave. I think we gotta let Sean leave it with the last word on this and move on.
Well,
Yeah, we're all
Oh,
done.
did you not go yet?
No, I didn't
oh well,
go
then
yet.
that's what I mean. Is that we got to move on. Let's
Yeah,
have
I
yours
was gonna
as
go
well.
on, and then, it's kind of a fun category in that like everyone's gonna piss everyone off.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Pretty much.
And on
Fuck
that note,
you.
so
we could have one whole podcast about this category.
right. So on that note, and again, this is most overhyped. This is not bad necessarily,
Sure.
really at all.
Although it could be.
and it could be, and
Yeah.
it's not for me because neither of these are bad games. But I'm going to say Far Cry 3.
I have really been enjoying that game. I have really had a lot of fun with that game. But the fact that it got, Game of the Year from Rock Paper Shotgun, has been getting all these kind of Game of the Year like awards from lots of people. I think it's great. I don't think it's the best. And I also just, again, as someone who loved the shit out of Far Cry 2, I've said this before, Far Cry 2 is about 70% of like my favorite game of all time and 30% utter shit. And I remember just when that game, I finished the game. Well, a lot of people didn't. And I'm thinking like, oh man, if they just like excise that 30% shit and put at least something okay in there.
Try to bring the shit ratio down to more manageable levels.
Then, oh man, I can't wait for Far Cry 3. But then I tempered my expectations because I don't think they'll do that. I didn't think they'll do that, and started playing Far Cry 3, and they didn't. They went entirely different. Hold on, they did an entirely different direction. They just made a very different game, and I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. They didn't make Far Cry 2. But that's okay. I'm enjoying this. And then everyone starts going nuts about it. And I'm like, where the fuck were you fuckers when like they made a ballsy game with Far Cry 2? Why didn't you scream to the rooftops, let's make this only not with the shit? And then also just lastly, like people talking about how it's like this, but it's like a fun theme park romp through like paradise. Well, you know what? I played that already. It was called Just Cause 2, and that was better.
Yeah, the mass of people with signs. 30% less shit. 30%
Oh my God,
less
yes!
shit.
30% less.
And then my other one would be overhyped was Borderlands 2. I've
Really?
Lots of
okay.
people love that game. I have no problem with that. I didn't like Borderlands 1. I heard so much about it's so much better. They fixed all the problems of Borderlands 1. They didn't fix the problems in Borderlands 1.
No, they made the game that everybody wanted.
Yeah.
Which-
and I didn't want that game.
Yeah.
Which is why that game is amazing.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Unfortunately,
but like,
I agree with you.
I got
Yeah.
the hype I was getting was. I felt like the hype I was getting was not just it's
No.
Borderlands. If you love Borderlands 1, you'll love this. I was getting hype of like everything wrong with Borderlands 1 is fixed. It's the greatest, and it wasn't.
I
At least
don't
that's what I
feel
got.
that the interface in that game is any better than the interface in the first game.
And that was one of the things that
That was
majorly
one of the
killed
things
me
that,
from one.
that is still a controller-based.
Yeah, I think the
interface.
inventory.
It's not even just control
system
based.
is
It's
still,
just like comparing shit is like
Yeah,
the
but
ugh.
what they did fix is they did fix the multiplayer, the co-op system. It actually works in this game. which
Well,
is-
in the sense that like GameSpy didn't fuck it up, but I still, again, as I was playing that, I wanted to play Left 4 Dead.
right, but an integrated I'm talking about the integrated co-op into the game. Not
literally not being broken?
not tacked on with fucking GameSpy.
Oh yeah. The fact that it's not broken, yeah, that's great.
Yes.
That they
They
fixed
shipped
that.
a game that works. Good job.
Yeah.
Borderlands
But-
2, better than the first
It
one.
works.
Right.
It works.
Right, but the fact that the interface is still fucked, and I hated the interface in the first one. So I mean, again, it's not a bad game. I enjoyed my time with it, absolutely. But I felt like the hype went beyond. And again, I really don't dislike.
We
Far
gotta
Cry
move
3.
on, Sean.
Go
What?
on.
Worst looking game of the year.
Yes, we
Okay.
gotta move on to worst looking game of the year.
Yep.
So we actually skipped that one, so we gotta go back on the list.
Worst looking game of the year. Jason, you want to go first?
Pretty not a lot of people have heard of this, but remember I was talking a little earlier about The Adventures of Shuggy.
Yeah.
By Smudged Cat Games. I love that game so much that the moment I finished it, I went and bought the next game by that same developer called Gateways, which was another indie puzzle platformer. And I already said that I was like, lots of people dislike indie puzzle platformers, but I liked Shuggy, and one of the major reasons why I liked it was because I love the art style. It was charming. It was this really kind of sharp, cartoony style, just really good, really nice looking, well animated. Gateways just goes straight into the retro pixel art done poorly just because we don't have any artists, so we're just going to throw a retro pixel art thing in there. I just found it very uninspired and bland. Again, the gameplay was great. I'm not complaining about the gameplay, but just, again, after what was such a nice, surprisingly nice-looking game, it just, bland. That's it. I didn't play too many bad-looking games.
I'll do my two real fast.
Okay, go.
Runner-up, Gettysburg Armored Warfare. Winner, Silent Hill Downpour. Oh.
I'll go.
Go for it.
Yeah, this is. Sorry, Boris. Did you want to go?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Just real quick. I mean, none of the stuff I feel looked really bad, but like Bionic Commando certainly had like just this dull landscape comparatively. Like you had this interesting ruin area that could have been a lot more fleshed out, a lot more interesting, with a lot more places to go, and it just you couldn't tell where the borders were. You couldn't tell key integral things to gameplay. You couldn't see. You couldn't clearly know where this stuff was. And it wasn't that it looked bad. It was just poorly executed.
Yeah.
There you go.
I guess I'll go. Yeah, Risen 2 is pretty much
Oh.
the worst looking game I played this day. It's like this past year. Risen 2, I don't even know, like, I bought that game not expecting much, and boy am I glad I didn't, because it just looks bad. It looks like a PS2 era game. It's just really ugly looking. And I'd say runner-up is probably, Secret World. The Secret World looks ugly. It's just an ugly,
it's rough looking.
ugly looking game. It's not a bad looking game. It's not designed poorly. It's just nothing about that game looks right. Same thing, like this. I gotta mention it because it's bugging the shit out of me. It may be unfair to group this game in this category, but Dragon's Dogma is not a pretty game.
It's Dragon's Dogma looks like a PS2 game, man. It's bad.
And it's, again, overly desaturated to the point there's almost no color.
Low-res textures all over the place.
Low-res textures all over the fucking place. And if we're gonna talk low-res textures, fuck you, PlanetSide 2, because you were almost
PlanetSide 2.
You were almost on this
bad
list.
looking textures.
We're talking low-res textures.
Low,
I have the
weird,
video
Yeah.
of stuff.
There
like
was
we're looking
moments
at
from that. It was kind of like, it felt like old tribes or something. Yeah.
textures where the pixels are like the size of your fist, man.
Yeah, at first I kept checking my settings. I was like, am I running this properly?
Like, and when you turn that up high, it does nothing. It doesn't change anything.
Cherokee brings up Revelations 2012. Ooh, that is a shitty looking game. Just go and Google. I'll bring it up. Revelations 2012. Ooh, that is straight off an N64, man. That's bad.
One runner-up I will give is that Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus had an HD mix. Now, the game looks fine on its own.
Yeah.
But if you turn on the 3D, that is so much the worst 3D that I've seen.
Hurts your head?
Wow.
No, it does nothing. You can't tell that it's in 3D.
No.
It's literally so shallow that there's no difference whatsoever.
That's really bad.
And, like, usually it's the other direction, like what you just said, that it just... You can tell that it's in 3D. You just don't want it to be.
Yeah.
Like, this is totally in a direction I've never seen before, where it's just...
Is this thing
what am I
working?
looking at?
Yeah.
And then it drops the frame rate and resolution in order to do it.
Right. Brian, did you do one?
I don't really have anything good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next category.
What was that?
Next category, most broken game.
What about most frustrating?
Yeah,
No, wait.
Oh,
wait a minute.
they're kind of the same almost.
The Oh Come On Award.
Oh, come on. Most frustrating game.
Oh, yeah, let's play that. Yeah, let's
I read
play
that wrong.
Yeah.
Let's play that category.
Well, I played both I Want to Be the Guy and Spelunky. So I had my share of frustrations this year.
What was that? Say again?
Spelunky and I Want to Be the Guy. Yeah.
All right.
I play games that are intentionally frustrating, and I love it.
Super Hexagon. I was.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, you guys are choosing different things from me, but okay, go on.
I love the game, but ooh, man, that game just drives me up a fucking wall.
Sure.
And also, at times, Hotline Miami could do that to me. Not in a bad way, though.
Yeah.
I took this in a bad way, but mine are minus Spec Ops because
God, yes, you're right.
The boat part and
the difficulty spikes.
The difficulty spikes and the helicopter part.
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean,
I discovered that when you die 10 times in a row in Spec Ops, it says, you seem to be having trouble. Would you like to lower the difficulty?
No.
Like,
would you
fuck
guys
you.
like to make the difficulty a little more even?
Yeah.
I did that. I did that for the very end of the game. I remember, in fact, I was talking to you, and like it was right by the end, and I got one of those, and I was just like, all right, fine, whatever. I want to finish this. I do actually want to finish this, and I'm feeling myself getting to the point where like I'm not going to.
Seems like you're dying a lot. You want to hand the controller to someone competent?
You know,
You don't seem to be good at this game.
You seem
Perhaps
to be
you should-
7.
Maybe you should play some solitaire.
and Borderlands 2.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because some of the interface stuff and just like I don't know. I got some new weapons. I don't know where they are. Are they this better? Fuck, everyone's run on ahead.
No, I'll tell you. Here's the thing that bugs me about Borderlands 2. The same thing that they had in fucking 1 that they have in 2. Again, they made the same game.
Yeah.
You are level 19, you can destroy anything that's level 18. You walk up to a level 20 boss, they might as well be level 2 billion. Because you are not going to be able to down them easily.
Yeah.
Or at all, maybe.
Dude, I walked into fighting the first boss the same level, and I was like, I should be able to do this. Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that game is
No.
awful about that. Because, anybody who's played World of Warcraft, if you walk up to a level 20 boss and you're level 19, if you try hard enough, you can fucking kill anything.
Right.
And this game is just like, fuck you. Go back and kill something that, you are not worthy of killing.
And
this
If you're going
boss.
to take on a
particularly odd
boss,
from,
you got to be like
first-person
5
shooter.
levels over.
Fucking annoying as all hell. But I would say my most frustrating game was Trials Evolution.
Well, I guess
yeah.
it's supposed to be, but yes.
But
Yep.
yes, and that's the yes and the fuck you. of that
Yeah.
game. That's the you can go eat all the dicks. Trials Evolution.
All of them.
All of
We
them.
have a runner-up?
many.
Do I have a runner-up? Yeah, I think it was. I guess Borderlands 2.
Yeah, no way.
And actually, that one fucking level from that one fucking fight from Mass
Hotline
Effect-
Miami.
No,
that
from
one
Mass
fight
Effect
in
3.
Hotline Miami, I was watching you stream it, and you looked like a man
Oh, the boss.
possessed.
That boss.
Yes.
Yeah, he wasn't even a
Oh.
3-hit boss. He was a 2-hit boss, and he
Yeah.
was fucking hard.
Wait. What about the
Is
part?
this the one with the car at the end where he drives in?
No, it's the first really serious.
This is the guy who
boss.
throws the knives at you.
Oh, yeah.
What a
yeah.
douche nozzle.
Oh, I want to say
And-
one more. The other boss is the other one where at the end, he's sticking like cats, like the tigers or whatever, on you, and then he
Oh,
shoots
yeah,
himself
that's
in
right.
the head, and of course, I was on the wrong side of him, and he shot me as well. And I thought that was part of the. I'm like, oh wow, that's hell of a twist ending there, and then like I get dumped back at the beginning, like, oh fuck you.
No, there was one fight in Mass Effect 3. It's the fight that takes place in the Elusive Man's office in front of the sun. And that fight can just
Oh,
shoot itself out its
yeah. Oh.
ass. Oh my god. Ah, that fight is fucking annoying. All right, next category. Did
Yep.
everybody
Nope.
go?
Most
Nope.
broken?
Most broken game.
So
of
my
2012.
runner-up for the most frustrating.
Okay, yeah, you got it.
Boris.
Sorry, Boris.
Well, actually, I'll start with the winner. The Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins. That game is just kicking my ass,
Right.
but I'm freaking loving every moment of it. And my runner-up is something that I do to myself. I
Cut
played
yourself.
I beat
probably
Mega
stop that.
Man 9.
What? Mega Man 9.
I beat Mega Man 9, but the way that I play the Mega Man games is that I attempt to do it without using energy tanks.
Oh, what?
So I had to beat all 3 or 4 forms of
Yeah.
Wily on one health bar,
Wow.
which was kind of fucking insane. And like, literally, it was to the point where I was playing there. Amanda's trying to take a nap next to me, and I'm just swearing too much that she's like, you know what? I'm gonna go out. So she goes out for a couple hours to have, I don't know, have dinner or something like that. Comes back. I'm literally on the same boss fight that she left.
So that's your soul level 1 run in Dark Souls, is basically Mega Man with no tanks.
Jesus.
Basically.
I remember with Dishonored, there were a lot of people talking about how it was like, oh, it fixes stealth because when things go wrong, you're like, you can fight your way through it. But like, I was trying to ghost that fucking game, so that wasn't my play. I was fucking restarting, reloading constantly. But I was putting it to myself, and I was enjoying it. So
Oh god.
Broken game?
next,
Most
yeah,
broken
okay.
game.
Most broken game.
All right, let's go through this quick because I don't really have anything.
All right.
Actually, I don't have anything either.
I'll start. Most broken game. Runners up. Believe it or not, there was a game worse than both of these. Runners up: Gettysburg, Armored Warfare, The War Z. is a runner-up. I don't think these games.
I think that wins.
But,
Yeah, that wins.
What's
everything.
that?
You played that?
Yeah, I had a 48-hour trial from IGN Prime, proof that they hate me. But the most broken game of the year was Legends of Pegasus. Oh my lord, that game came out. It was so bad that it came out, and I went to the Steam message board, and literally all the threats from all the users were, if you haven't downloaded this yet, don't.
Is it more broken like Sword of the Stars 2 was?
Literally, yes, more broken than Sword of the Stars 2. And
my
it gets
God.
better. Here's why it gets most broken game of the year. So the developer starts I think their name is Neocore. They start patching. Couple weeks into the patching, they go bankrupt.
Oh.
Everyone who bought
That's
that,
how much patching it requires.
Hasn't this happened to you before?
everyone who bought that now has a game that is unplayable.
Didn't you have this exact same story last year?
No,
for a
you're thinking,
for a
you're
different
thinking of
game?
Sword of the Stars 2. You're thinking of Sword of the Stars 2, which they kept patching that.
Oh, okay.
Paradox did eventually fix
And they're
that.
not out of business.
Calypso and Neocore, Neocore went out of business, and Calypso's letter to their fans was, hey, sorry about that. And that was it. You spent $40 on a game that didn't work, and they had no plans to fix it now because they were out of business. So
Wow.
there's your broken-ass game sitting in your Steam library.
Wow.
And that is just unforgivable.
That's pretty fucked.
Yep.
Now this isn't really my story. Like I didn't really experience too much in terms of like horribly broken games, but my father-in-law hit that Skyward Sword glitch twice.
Oh Jesus!
He
Really?
played through it once, experienced it, couldn't fight the boss, couldn't get the song that he was looking for. So he calls me, asks me what the deal is. I figure out, okay, well, there's a bug with the game. Goes, okay, cool, fine. He gets back up to that point and forgets what order he originally did it. So he doesn't go to fight the guy. He enters the world and goes, oh, wait a minute, I think I'm doing it in the wrong direction. Already fucked. Like, he turned around to leave, and the game was already screwed up to the point where he couldn't complete it.
Wasn't Nintendo used to be like the best at like not fucking up games?
I mean,
Wow.
no idea. Like, they had a pretty good track record of not being able to really notice the
that's
issues.
pretty fucking
but
bad. That's pretty fucking
Yeah,
bad.
that was kind of
Wow.
a big oversight. And then runner up is Kid Icarus because the player breaks.
Yep. Hear that.
My turn.
Yep.
Oh man, I'm having to do some soul searching on this one because I just came up with one that it really is actually the most broken game, and I don't want to say this because I love the fucking game. It's Tribes Ascend. It's Tribes Ascend.
It didn't start broken.
It didn't
They
start
broke
broken,
it.
but boy, sure did they take a fucking hammer to it.
What the fuck?
Holy crap.
Why?
I really don't understand why they're doing what they're doing with that game. And I understand they have to monetize, and I understand that they have to make money with the game. But god damn it, you think about the fucking weapons and shit you are adding to your game and how it's going to affect actual gameplay. Not just the fact that you can sell people shit. For the love of God, you are putting in weapons into this game that make it unfun to play, that break the game, that break gameplay for people who care about actually playing the game. It's completely fucked. And runner-up is Risen 2. And I don't say that because gameplay is broken. It's the mechanics of everything that allows you to play the game. The game works, but it's impossible to buy the shit you need to get anywhere in that game. Getting things that you need in order to like get money, quest lines, things glitch out and bug up all over the place. The game is an ugly looking game. And
That was well said.
ugly looking game. Whoa, that game is a dog and it needs to be put down. It's really it was one of the most trying experiences I played this year. Really. I played 5 hours of that game and I had to
That's impressive.
make myself play 5 hours and stream it, and I was done with that game after I played it. I don't know if it's any better on the console version, the PC version is just woof. It's just wow. Whew.
I mean, I don't have anything close to what you guys are saying. I didn't play many bad games this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
I guess so. I'll just say Spec Ops Line again, just for the same reasons, those fucking difficulty spikes. But I mean,
Yeah.
Not broken in the same way as that.
No, not no.
Pegasus or whatever.
Not no.
Yeah.
Worst story. Boy, did somebody not go?
Did you go, Brian? Do you have anything to
Yeah.
say?
Worst story.
All right, here's one. Hotline Miami had kind of a shitty story
Yeah.
Nah.
because I love that game. It's one of my. It's
great.
It's like my top 3 favorite games this year. But like something about the mob or something like that, and then
I can't say to fully understand it myself.
Yeah, and then you meet that guy at the end, and he's like, "Oh, I was just fucking with you. Hey,
Yeah.
wasn't that a blast?"
Yeah. It seemed a lot better than it ended up being.
Yeah.
The story.
Yeah.
It was better. It was
Oh,
Like
shit.
some games.
We are idiots.
What?
Most broken game.
What?
The War Z.
I said the word.
Yeah,
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
anyway, go on, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, some games are better off without a story, and I think Hotline Miami would have been
Yep.
great if there were no story besides like the mysterious phone calls you got, and then you kill people.
Cool, and like the talking to the guy and like
Yeah, I'm cool with
there's
that.
money over there. But
I don't want a plot.
Yeah.
You know, that's I don't. That was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's me.
All right.
If a game is so broken that Steam comes out and apologizes and goes, "Sorry, our bad, bro. Sorry, we just didn't."
Here's your money back and a hand job.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
I'd buy the game for that.
Worst story, Boris.
Worst story.
Worst story is probably Bionic Commando.
I was about to say worst story. Was it Bionic Commando, Wet, or Catherine?
All right.
Yeah, you only played 3
Catherine's
games and
story
none of
was
them were
good.
from this
I
year.
enjoyed Catherine.
Well done, Morris. Good job. Go make a game or something.
No, but like, Bionic Commando is just so uninspired.
Boris
Like,
is still in last year's
We gotta
Game
send
of the
you
Year
in here.
show.
And,
Yeah.
oh, by the way, there's a love interest somewhere in this. Fuck it, you'll figure it out.
Oh, and when you find out what the Bionic Commando's got some shit.
It's like that's literally the energy of the plot line in that game, where it's yeah, you go here and we'll tell you the rest later.
Can I go?
Yeah.
So my runner-up.
Yeah. Oh, wait,
No,
what's
I'm
your
teasing.
runner-up?
No, I'm
Catherine.
joking. I'm joking.
You gone.
I don't really have a runner-up on
All right,
this.
then. Boris, Rob, I mean.
You want to cut that shit out? We're trying to do a show here.
We're fine. We're fine.
It's no emergency that's more important than getting through this show
Yeah,
right now.
game crashes overall.
Diablo
8-hour
3.
podcast.
Oh,
Diablo 3. Diablo 3. Oh my god, my head exploded.
Yeah.
What is the fucking story of Diablo 3? Oh, and Deckard Cain dies. Fuck you.
What? Aw.
Oh.
Stay a while.
Fuck
Listen.
you. Stay a while and I shit myself. It's like, oh my god, what? Borderlands 2 fucking made no sense. That story
Writing
was
is
great.
great. Story
Writing
bad.
is great. Story is shh.
Story is there are bad guys.
There's
You need to
somebody
kill them.
really hates you, but he doesn't. He doesn't hate himself enough. Clearly, he loves himself way too much. That's the story
Yep.
of Borderlands 2. I agree with you about Hotline Miami. What the fuck? And oh god, this. This is Mass Effect 3.
Ooh.
Mass Effect 3. I like bits and pieces of. It's
You
bit-
didn't give it the best story?
You gave it best story.
I give it. Yeah, it's the best story and the worst story.
Oh,
I'm telling
you know what? It's long enough that
Rob,
that's possible.
Rob, I find you so complicated and sexy right now.
It's no way. Let me
Best
explain.
of
'Cause
times,
It was the best of stories.
I agree with you.
It was the blurst of stories.
I did. I gave best story to The Walking Dead. Asshole, shut up.
You had Mass Effect 3 as was a runner-up.
a
though.
runner-up, yes, but also Mass Effect 3's story is all over the place.
Yes, it is.
It is all the fuck over the place. It does. Okay, again, I think I really like the story because of the ending. For me, it was great. Getting there was a mess. The way they tied stuff up, sometimes it was great, sometimes it wasn't. Morton's storyline, fantastic. All the other storylines, I couldn't fucking tell you. Don't care. And it's just, I don't know. Like, there are moments I love that game and I hate that game and I love the ending and what the fuck, BioWare? What the fuck is going on? What did you do with the series?
I do like.
What did you do?
I do like, yeah, man, Reapers are coming. They just annihilate on sight. You don't stand a fucking chance. Oh my God, the Reapers are here.
Now
Hey,
take your time.
Can you go get us some gas?
Can you get us some something? Can you get us some coffee and some sandwiches?
Yeah. You mind making
fine,
a
yeah.
cigarette run for us
Yeah,
real
really,
quick while the
yeah, we got some
Reapers are
time.
destroying everything?
Oh, and screw you, Cujo. Love you too, man. Thanks.
I would say my nominees are, well, my winner is Silent Hill Downpour. It's a Law and
Yeah.
Order episode with monsters in it.
What?
And but runner-up is, I love this game so much, but Jesus Christ, what the fuck is happening in Torchlight 2?
I don't know.
You must go to the Ember Stone where the Lord of Wizakria will bless you with the keys of Gardoria. And like, what? I have no clue what's going on.
And it doesn't
Yeah.
factor into anything.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
nothing. They put a they put
Totally
a
believe
story
that.
in there, and it's so words. It's
Yeah.
literally. It's just.
Yep.
It's
Well
how many
well said.
how
It's
many
like what
walls
they-
of text can we put
Yeah,
in this game?
it's like Dungeons and Dreadmore had the randomly generated text for their stories.
except they tried in this one.
Except this
It's
was on
literally,
purpose.
you could take, if you took the South Park episode where they do the heavy metal spin-off
Yeah.
and just took the storyline from that makes more sense than in Torchlight 2. You must battle in the Bestuary in Nipopolis. It's like, sure, I'll go to Nipopolis.
Yeah, all right.
I want to do a
The
fight
fate of
in
the world is at
Nipopolis.
stake,
I
sure.
really
Yeah.
want to.
But the story in Silent Hill Downpour,
Every
I
column
can't,
is just made out of breasts.
I cannot explain how much I fucking hated the storyline in that. It literally just
In what? In
Silent Hill Downpour.
Ah,
It
okay.
literally takes like, you know, Silent Hill 2, and then Silent Hill Homecoming ripped off Silent Hill 2, and Silent Hill Downpour ripped off Homecoming's rip off of 2 and tried to do something similar to that again. And it's ghastly. It is so bad. It's so fucking stupid.
Oh my god. Excellent. Excellent.
For me, it's I didn't play very much of it, but Medal of Honor Warfighter. Again, the first game's story was pretty damn simple. You're special forces guys who are badasses because they kill people really good, and it's the Taliban, and you've got to fight them. And at some point, some of your team members get like captured or like are kind of lost in the mountains, and you've got to kill more Taliban to save them. That's the fucking plot. This one, there's like some guys making phone calls to his wife and he's got some problems, but I don't really know what the hell's going on with that. And then there's, for some reason, we're in the Philippines, but we're not. And then like our badass bearded killing machine is somehow also like basically doing what CIA like punks at a computer do, and he's like hacking away at shit and like not in the field. He's what? No, that's not what they do. You don't have like you got one character doing everything in a story. No, you get the sexy lady to be the desk-bound woman, like person, like telling you instructions. You don't get the fucking bearded badass to sit at the desk. What the fuck?
I just love how the whole point of Medal of Honor Warfare seems to be, if you're not a soldier, you're a piece of shit. You don't belong here.
And in fact, if you're not like the most badass of the badass,
Yeah,
then you can't
not
do
even the
anything.
regular soldiers are good.
you're
These
worthless.
guys, these 6 or 7 dudes.
Yeah, are the American Army, and there's no one else.
You're just living in their country, baby.
I love the idea
and so,
of you
you know,
yelling
that-
at the screen.
Good God.
What's that, Dave?
So I just love the idea of Jason sitting there yelling at the screen, being like, "You shouldn't be here. What are you doing?
That should be a hot chick.
There's my hot chick. You should be sitting right
or
there."
a hot chick, or the nerdy guy, you know, with the glasses, and like, oh, I hacked this thing, and we'll take it from here, you know, whatever. But and Hotline Miami. Also, I have no idea what the hell is going on.
It almost doesn't matter to
Yeah.
it?
On
Yeah.
to Dat MacGuffin.
Dat MacGuffin.
Dat MacGuffin.
Worst motivation.
Worst motivation for a character, or for your character, or any character.
All right, I got a good one for this.
Oh my god.
Spec Ops, because I wanted him to not keep going.
Damn it! Wow, that's a good
I had an anti-motivation. I'm
Brian
like,
just ends this conversation.
Yeah, all right. Yep.
I'm like, stop,
erasing mine.
please. Why?
Why?
Why are you making me walk forward? Go home.
All right. Yeah, I agree. I'm erasing mine.
I'll go, and keep in mind, I don't think this is a bad thing. It's part of the charm. Hotline Miami. Your motivation is that someone called you and said, hey, come get your laundry. Heartlessly murder everyone? Don't mind if I do.
Yes.
Hey, we have a girl waiting in front of date for you. You want to pick her up? Yeah, sure. Let me just go fucking murder everyone first on my way there.
In fact, I'm not gonna do what you asked me. I'm just gonna murder. Forget it. Did someone say
I need
murder?
you to DJ this party.
Oh, you mean heartlessly murder everything at your party? Sure. That's my specialty.
I'm gonna say this
Literally
one.
the
for
only
same
thing I know how to do.
I'm gonna say this one for the same.
And I
kind
will
of
say
reason you guys were saying.
the aliens in XCOM. what are you guys doing? Yeah,
Probing.
we're just gonna fuck you up. What?
Probing.
Fuck you.
We're
is why.
aliens.
Probing. That's
It's kind of what we do. Maybe you heard about us.
We're kind of a big deal.
I'm Zorkmid. You might have heard of me around the galaxy. It's kind of what I do. Raper and pillager of planets.
God, that's
Rob.
great. Oh, I don't think I have a
Hold
good
on,
one
can
for
I
this.
can I rewind a second?
Yeah.
I'm seeing in the comments here.
No, you can't rewind a live show, but go ahead.
Assassin's Creed. Nobody mentions that for worst story.
Worst motivation.
Worst motivation. For worst, no, I didn't.
Worst
That's
story.
what
Yeah.
my
No, I
thing
didn't.
is.
I didn't.
Did you
actually
finish
for
it?
that. I have not finished it, but that will, when I finish it, it probably will go on worst story. Actually.
right, keep
so
going.
worst motivation. Okay, so oh God, actually, this is the best one. Mark of the Ninja. Yeah, you're gonna kill yourself to save your clan. That's honorable. Let's do that. Okay,
That's
yeah,
it.
I'm gonna go kill 1 million people, and I'm gonna put these tattoos on my body that fucking destroy me. Yeah, that's honorable. Everybody's remembering. You know what? Living is really good. I think that's really nice this time of year. I think I want to stay alive. I don't want to be a fucking master killer and be like, I'm at the height of my power. Oh, sorry, you die.
Really?
That's it. That's great. And then the runner-up was Dragon's Dogma. I don't know. Some people thought this was really awesome. This dragon comes out, steals your heart, and then says, "Come at me, bro."
Not even that. This dragon. Not even that. This dragon comes and gives you eternal life, and you say, "I'm gonna kill that fucker the second I find it." Fuck
Wow.
that dragon.
How dare you? You steal my heart and make me live
I half
forever?
expected to get
You
to. I half
must
expected to get to
die.
the dragon and for him to cry as I was putting him down.
Oh, and he whispers to you all the time. He's like, "Come and get me, bro."
Boris, you.
No, I would say that the worst motivation, and this is both on the part of the character and the player, is Splunky.
No.
Let's continue on. It gets more dangerous.
But we're in a magical cave, and if we die, we get reborn. and
Brian's not
there's
really
treasure.
Brian's not really a fighter, but I think he's about to get up out of this couch, fly to LA, and kick your
I'm gonna
ass.
put my fist through the monitors
Treasure.
because
Because
there's treasure, Boris.
Yeah, I mean, there's treasure. That's great.
It's incredibly
I'm going
dangerous,
to
and you'll die.
It is the MacGuffin.
What's
I
that,
am
Boris?
literally killed by the treasure I've been trying
Yes,
to.
yes. Sometimes the idol has hit me and killed it.
Yes. So that motivation is kind of like, okay, well, I've picked this up, and let's go on. Oh, more things that want to kill me. Awesome. Let's go. If I stand here long enough, a spirit comes by. He's just like, you shouldn't be here, and he wants me to die too. And then all the maidens around are, hey, you got money, and then I slit their throat and sacrifice them to the demon.
But sometimes they kiss you.
Sometimes.
That's really all it takes. Nice wet one.
Oh.
And then,
Was it wet?
And then the next one is
Wet
fluidity.
T-shirt, more like it.
Is what?
Fluidity. You want to clean a book.
Oh, that
Say it
game.
again. Say it again.
Fluidity.
I don't know what that is. Okay.
It's
Well,
a Wii game that has to do with you are water in a book, and you got to clean the book of the dark mud.
Okay.
So what you're saying is that that's IGN's game of the year.
Okay, so
Next.
actually, I have to say one other thing.
Oh.
Dust Force. You were the most
man, that's
amazing
pretty good.
ninja who
Yes.
got kicked out of the ninja corps, and the
that
only
it?
job they could find was cleaning up shit on the ground,
Well,
but doing it like a
leaves.
ninja only would do, like a fucking Jedi who
Oh,
got
yeah,
kicked out of the
that
Jedi
game.
Academy.
Right. Your point is you're trying to clean leaves.
I will say
brush
too.
leaves.
I will say too. In Hell Yeah, Wrath of the Ninja Rabbit.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
You play as a rabbit who you're like the emperor of your realm, and someone snaps
realm.
nude photos of you in the tub, and so you decide to kill everyone.
Fuck 'em.
What are we on to next?
Worst ending.
Worst ending.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'll go. Winner is Silent Hill Downpour. This thing is cold sweeping this bitch. And then my runner-up, and I will explain myself so Rob doesn't jump across the table and Rothel stomp me. Asura's Wrath.
Oh, because of the DLC bullshit.
Because the ending was DLC. I will stop.
I can get behind that one.
I will stop.
I can get behind
I
that
will
one.
stop briefly for 1 second and repeat myself for dramatic effect.
Let me repeat it with you.
The ending was DLC.
Thank you. Does everybody get that?
Wow.
Fuck you. And let's not. We have talked about that on our show multiple times as a joke. The day somebody decides to put the actual ending as DLC. Now, granted, there are people who come out and said, "Well, animes do that all the time, where they'll put the real ending in another episode."
And
it's still in the fucking season. You don't have to buy it separately on a different Blu-ray.
Yeah.
It's all still bullshit.
If Capcom, someone always said it. If Capcom ever makes a movie of their game, you're gonna have to buy the ending on a DVD outside the theater.
It's fucking horseshit.
And then I have to. I'm gonna dredge this up again.
And then you have to play the last chapter, which is the most frustrating fucking chapter of the game again.
Yes, it is. I only got the extended cut, Mass Effect 3. Rob, you and I talked about this outside. I won't get too heavily into it because Jason has not played it yet. I will say, while dancing around this as much as I can, my sticking points are A, some motherfucker showing up. You all know who I'm talking about. B, Casey Hudson, producer of Mass Effect, going on record saying, well, the ending's not going to be like this. It was exactly that. He said, there's no way it's going to be this. That's what it was. And a series of continuity errors that, for a series that was so meticulous about its fiction, up until that point, to just annihilate so much continuity in one blast, I was dumbfounded with that. I don't know what it was like before the extended cut. I didn't play it originally.
2 of those 3 problems were still the same. However, I thought that it was a lot bleaker, and that made me okay with it. I thought the bleaker outcome made it a stronger choice.
Yeah.
What they fixed made it a much happier
But didn't actually fix
ending
all the
and
problems.
gave people closure, but I thought ruined the fact that you're fighting the fucking Reapers, you assholes.
Yeah, here's my thing about Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
Mass Effect 2 is like Aliens, and Mass Effect 3 is like Alien 3.
Ooh, that's rough.
And no, you're not going to let
That
me
is
finish. You're not going to let me. But like you said, you like Alien 3.
Even David Fincher just shit himself on that.
I
one.
like Alien 3, and here's what I'm talking about in tone. Okay,
Yeah.
Mass Effect 2 is like this kick-ass adventure. We're gonna fight the Reapers. We're gonna do this. We're gonna take this out. Blah, blah, blah. And
Right.
at the end of it, you're like, ship is flying off to take on the Reapers, and you're like, yeah, woo, let's do this. And then Mass Effect 3, it's like, everyone's dead. The universe is dying. You see that cute little boy in the opening? We blew him the fuck up. That's what I mean when I say it's like Alien 3. The tone is completely fucking different.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I just I can't help but be tinged by this disappointment. While I like the storyline as a whole, the ending, I just so much of Mass Effect 3 just rubs me the wrong way, and I'm disappointed because of what could have been,
Right.
What
Absolutely.
they could have done.
Profist on Alien 3 though.
My turn? Did I
Yeah.
go? I didn't go. You actually... Wait, who went first?
I did.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I think we talked about this earlier, so I'm not going to get too in-depth with this. The Darkness 2.
Yeah, me and you got into this.
Fucking hell.
And just to be fair, though, you are talking about the post-credit.
Absolutely.
Okay, because the original, before the pair of things happened, is
is-
sublime.
That was just rank.
Yeah.
Unnecessary. Terrible.
Yep.
Fucking bullshit.
Would have loved it if the next game started off with that.
Yeah.
Oh, it will.
Would have been, well, not as a recap, we know
Yeah,
it
they
now,
should have just saved
but
it for the-
They
but
should have just
again,
saved it for the next game.
they wanna
Because
sell- they wanna-
Basically,
yeah.
what happens,
Trailer,
and you know
whatever.
what the worst part was?
Should we have
after it
Boris?
happens-
Should we have Boris back away
No,
before
no,
he
no, no,
say
we've
any
already
more
talked
about
to
that?
Essentially, what
Okay.
happens is that after
talked
all
about
that
it.
shit goes down, you're just left standing there.
Yeah.
That's the way the game ends. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I guess I'll fucking kill myself. Okay, great.
Yeah.
It's like,
Imagine,
shit.
just imagine like you're watching Lost in Translation, and Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson hug at the end, and everything goes
And then he
great,
just
and then the
punches her in the
credits roll,
face.
and terrorists kidnap Scarlett Johansson. Bill Murray gets out his AK-47. I'm gonna take this fight to these motherfuckers myself.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, what the fuck just
It's this,
happened?
no.
Just ruined Lost in Translation for me.
Scarlett Johansson and Bill Murray kiss, and then Scarlett Johansson stabs stabs Bill Murray in the heart.
Yeah.
And turns into like an alien.
Yeah.
It's
And
bad.
turns into the fucking woman from the Swarm Queen from StarCraft
You
2.
could not. You could
like
not. You
shit.
could not ruin a more sublime ending more spectacularly than The Darkness 2 did.
Anyway, I'll go with mine. I'm gonna say Hotline Miami.
Yeah.
As we already talked, because that was just dumb and what the
Finish the fight.
fuck?
Are you talking about frog fractions?
Finish the game. But no, most overhyped game of the year, Frog Fractions.
Frog fractions.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hated the ending.
Shall I go?
Yeah, you should.
The I want to say that it would have been somewhere between like Bionic Commando and Wet, but I honestly don't remember the ending.
So he's gonna have to go with Catherine.
So it's Catherine. It's the third choice.
That's how
Morris,
bland.
I'm sorry. I'm picturing you completely
right,
forgetting
not
about
my-
this podcast
my-
and running to GameStop in the bargain bin, and there's 3 games there: Wet, Bionic Commando, and Catherine. I'll take them all.
Well, dude, hold on.
3
Why do you
bad
guys
games,
keep lumping
pronto.
Catherine into that mix?
What's
I
that?
enjoyed Catherine.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying that you've talked about Catherine so much.
Oh my god.
I did not mention Catherine.
For once.
You talked a bunch about it.
It's in every other category.
Okay.
What?
All right. Did you?
That's it on my behalf
which
on a
one
bunch
was
of
it?
times,
Which
but
one
I
was
never
the worst?
mentioned it. Like,
Which
I,
one
I
was
keep
the worst?
wondering why
Yeah,
you
wait,
keep
okay.
going back to it.
Which one was the worst? Go ahead. Go
Right.
ahead.
But like the one ending that I went through and went like, wait a minute, oh, is it over? What the fuck? It was Machinarium.
What?
Like that game just kind of
Machinarium.
Yeah.
game just kind of ended. I went,
I don't remember that at all.
what?
I thought it was. I wasn't surprised. I think it wasn't amazing.
Yeah.
But,
No, I mean like it literally does nothing, at all.
I don't know.
Just
they
stops. It's like they ran out of game and
They
it
don't-
just kind of ended.
They don't blow up. That's the ending.
Yeah.
The bomb gets defused.
Exactly. Now, and runner-up for me, like I haven't actually finished this game, though I feel like I've finished it multiple times, is Kid Icarus. Like, I like that game. I don't have anything against it. But
Well-
every time I feel like I've fought the final boss, I'm just like, no, and then you find the real enemy who's behind all this. And then I go through his level and I fight him like, oh, but now you must chase me into the underworld. And from the underworld, now we must. I'm like, God damn it. How many times do I have to complete this game?
Nice.
It's deceiving in where its ending actually is.
Can I just go back and just do a quick runner up? Again, this was I was saying before, kind of along the lines, although not nearly as terrible as your winner, Darkness 2 or the Darkness, but just the Black Ops 2. This is not a spoiler or anything like that. So yeah, there's a bunch of neat endings, and you're kind of at least somewhat invested in the characters, and you've got some people who have died, and Woods is in a wheelchair, and he's an old man, and he's all grizzled and such. And then after the credits, there is a goddamn who did Bat Country Avenged Sevenfold song.
Yeah.
When they're in a fucking Avenged Sevenfold concert with Avenged Sevenfold as like in-game characters, and like Woods jumps out of his wheelchair and starts screaming along to the song, and you see various other characters who have died in sad ways are all headbanging, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on? This
Yeah, I have heard that.
is retarded.
Yeah. All right, I got a good one for this.
All right.
Now, here's a game that just recently got an ending. Minecraft.
There's an end to that?
There is now a boss dragon in Minecraft.
The Ender Dragon.
Yeah, the Ender Dragon. And if you kill the Ender Dragon, fade to that tiled dirt background, and there's like a 10-minute text scroll that just makes no sense. Like Minecraft is literally one of my number one favorite game of all time, but that ending it sucks. Like it's just like
You're gonna say the screen fades to black and you find out you've been in the brain of a Rubik's cube.
No. It's just it's like this weird dialogue between
John Romero's head on a stick.
Well, I mean, and then you just like go back to your last spawn point or whatever it was. But
Yeah, and then there's like 40,000 creepers in your house, and they all blow up.
yeah, but like you have to do a huge amount of work to fight this Ender Dragon, and then your reward is this weird text that just goes on way too long, and it's like some kind of conversation between two people with no context. Weird. It's like, I had a dream about a man who was in a world where the sun was a square, and perhaps in this universe we could learn to love one another. And,
you just didn't get it, man.
I guess
It
not.
was like spiritual.
Your journey was lesser than everybody else's.
I guess so. I didn't understand it. And then I was like, this should not have come out.
Series most in need of retirement.
So I'm just gonna say, apparently Resident Evil didn't play it, but what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mentioned that one last year, and everybody thought I was fucking nuts.
Also, apparently
They either need to stop that or make some epic reboot.
Yeah, no shit. Also, apparently Assassin's Creed 3 or Assassin's Creed in general, because also what the fuck? And that's all I'm gonna say. Next.
Anyone?
Who else was gonna go?
Resident Evil. Yeah.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil.
I'm gonna go with runner-up Medal of Honor. And winner, congratulations, Silent Hill Downpour, clean sweep.
Oh,
Silent Hill, I love that series with all my heart. There comes a time where you got to put your dog down.
And we
And
talked about this. We talked about this on the last show. What about Silent Hill? And you said based on
I
what
said on last year's podcast, I was like, let's see how Downpour turns out. Well, I got oh boy, you got to put this puppy down. Literally, and it's all Konami's fault because they won't just give it to an experienced developer.
Yeah.
They want to go they want to go the cheaper way. Okay, fine, totally understandable business decision, but the games will suffer. And I mean, Climax did Silent Hill Shattered Memories or whoever they were. They did a fantastic job.
Haven't they been farming them out to Western developers?
They farmed them out to an British developer, and Vatra is in Czech Republic.
Okay,
so they're going outside, but it's all
Eastern Bloc.
They have, they have no unless they're gonna give it to a really heavy hitter.
Developers like that, and it's worked for certain publishers, but it depends on who you get.
You know
to
who
make
needs
the
to
game.
do the next if they're gonna do another Silent Hill game? Give it to Frictional. Let Frictional do the next Silent Hill game. The guys who made Amnesia.
Yes.
Let them do the next Silent Hill game. Anyone but them, just end this series. It's done.
But will it retain like
Frictional could do it.
I know what you're saying about Amnesia and Penumbra and that style of game. Translating that to a Silent Hill game, do you just get screwed on both ends? Like they can't make the game that they've made in the past?
No, you don't. No, you don't because with Amnesia, there's actually a surprisingly elegant horror story beneath that.
So you think they could craft something good for that?
If you're going to do a Silent Hill game and you're not going to put most of your talent into the writing of the storyline, which is why most fans play those games, don't make the game.
Yeah, fair enough.
This true. Silent Hill Shattered Memory might have my favorite storyline of this generation. It was fan-fucking-tastic. Yeah. And Silent Hill Downpour was just a fucking wet toilet paper fart.
I'm going to say Resident Evil, with runners-up being Risen and, unfortunately, Diablo. I think after this last Diablo...
Oh, Jesus.
I think it's done.
I'm not sure there can be a Diablo 4
I think in a world with Torchlight...
Yeah. Which is
There's
crazy thing to say, by the
Many
way.
other things have kind of replaced its spot in the
And
genre.
and there are other games. The Path of Exile. I haven't played it, but I've heard good things.
Right.
Those good things are justified.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
the Titan Quest games.
Diablo 3 is such a bloated dead fish at this point that it's
You
just
still got Grim Dawn coming up.
Yep.
you can't tell me that there's another game and that's what how are they gonna unfuck it up? How are they gonna do it?
They won't.
It's just Diablo 3's gotta die. Like Diablo's gotta die, or it's gotta be give it to somebody else. Let somebody else do it. Because Blizzard just can't.
It makes me kind of sad to think this is a series that was dead for so long. Oh my God, it's coming back! We're so happy. Oh God, kill it! Kill it! Kill it!
Yeah.
Stop,
Don't bring it back.
Put it back in the box.
Well, everybody was expecting Diablo 2, the sequel. That's not what people got. Yeah. I think people wanted Diablo 2, the sequel. I think Diablo 2, the sequel, bring on 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
Don't give me something that is a game with its only means for existing being for you to go to the auction house. That game is, I don't care what anybody says, everything about that game is designed around the idea, well, have they gone to the auction house yet? Are you smoking yet? It's like, it's literally, that's what it, smoke. Why is he smoking yet? It's like auction house.
It's like they're a fucking drug dealer. It's like, well, have you tried some of my cocaine yet? No, I want to play clean. How about some of this heroin? Yeah, you want to hit this? I don't want to do any drugs. You'll be back. Don't you worry.
If it was a non-Hotline Miami year, I would question all these drug references on the cast. But I'm sort of
it's all Hotline Miami.
It's all Hotline Miami. That's
it ruins children. All right, so next
Boris?
is, I think,
the methadone
Boris,
clinic aftercast on.
I don't know.
What's
I
that?
don't know how fair it is for me to pick these two because I haven't really played them. But at the same point, I have
didn't
no
play Resident
interest,
Evil,
and I haven't had interest in a long time to play either of these.
Right.
And
Go ahead.
which is Ninja Gaiden
Catherine
and Sonic.
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
Why are these
Both.
two
Yeah.
still
both.
circling the pot?
Ninja
Like,
Ninja Gaiden 3 was a disaster, and Sonic is
Sonic Generations seemed fun.
Momentary reprieve. Let's see, like, and we said this last year, like that game.
But
I don't know.
It's fun, but not great. Not really that great.
Yeah, but oh god, yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think next is worst platform, was it?
Worst platform of the year. Holy fucking hell.
Is it
V is for Vita.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yay.
we called it dead earlier. I think it's Vita, right?
Yeah.
Can't
it's
not
Vita.
be.
It's one thing for people to say it was dead. This was stillborn. Sony pushed it out, and then it's like, all right, what do you got for it? Nothing.
I mean, it's just.
When are the games coming?
Well,
They had Uncharted,
This
and,
is Apple has changed the game.
Yeah, right.
I'm not even
Sony
really.
hasn't done anything to. Prove
I mean,
itself whatsoever.
correct me if I'm wrong, but you look at the release calendar for 2013 for the
That was
Vita.
Terrible, right?
There's nothing. There's nothing jumping out at
No,
me. It's
there's
like
anything
there's my
ever.
reason. There's my reason to buy one.
I don't think there's.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything like right now. The only thing that you could possibly imagine as you could possibly call a
Sound
reason to push
shapes?
that. No, sound shapes. Yes, sound shapes is brilliant, and actually,
Make
motherfucker,
it
we
for
didn't
something else.
talk about sound shapes at all on this
Because it
show.
comes
Oh
right
wow!
Yeah.
Everybody,
I forgot
go play
to write
sound-
that down.
Go play sound shapes because it's
How?
fucking incredible. It's on the PS3.
Oh,
It's on
Sound
the
shapes,
PS3.
I just
then why
totally
is
forgot
there
to
a
write
Vita?
that on my list.
Vita doesn't matter.
It's
Fuck it.
fucking brilliant.
I thought it was a
Sound
Vita
shapes is
exclusive.
No,
for some
it's
reason,
they added it to PS3.
so. Oh well. Then.
But yeah, I mean, the only game that's on it right now that anybody can even call a reason to buy a Vita is Persona 4 Golden.
Yep.
Which is
A remake of a
It's
game.
a PS2 game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
play it
Vita.
on PlayStation
You know,
2.
I'm gonna say though, there was one system that had it worse than Vita this year, and that's the Wii. The Wii got the fucking
Wii,
shit
yeah.
end
The
of
Wii
the
won.
stick right up fucking
Oh, yeah.
composite port.
Yeah.
Like honestly, that system, no console gets a shittier death this year than the Wii.
That was quite a dishonorable death.
Oh
that
my
we got
God.
there.
It was just taken outside and shot in the head with a pistol.
Not even taken outside. It was already taken outside and thrown out in the cold and be like, well, let's see, or whatever.
Yeah,
fuck it.
and then it wanders off in the cold and starves to death.
And I'm going to call it right now. The situation that the Vita is in right now, Wii U next year.
Yeah.
This year, a year from now,
It
Wii
just
U's gonna be in the
really
same position.
concerns me that they're hyping up like Batman Arkham City, you know, and like
and you know what? I don't think maybe pulling out their lineup of the same fucking 5 games that they make every console will save them. But
Where are they though?
I don't fucking know.
Where is
But
the next Metroid? Where is-
I think not only does the Wii U not have the novelty of the Wii
No.
for the people who cared about the Wii,
My sister wanted.
it doesn't have the
fucking Wii,
install
like-
base for the core users who would give a shit about it.
Yeah.
Because the new consoles from Sony and Microsoft are around the corner, and no one's gonna give a flying fuck about the Wii when those come out or are announced.
Right.
It's gonna be
And
like
the PC's
Wii
so much more
U?
powerful now than it was back like when the
Yeah.
Wii first came out.
And it sucks because Nintendo, they've gotten into this position where they could impress the shit out of everybody. And it just feels like they're pandering so hard. Like, oh, so now you want HD games? Well, we made you wait 4 years. Here you go.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
The reason the Wii worked the way it did was because they really weren't competing in the same way. Now they're advertising in such a way where they are trying to compete in the same way, and it's not going to happen.
Just
Of course,
so
you have a different worst platform
anyway.
of the year. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Oh, Vita.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, a special. I'm giving the
why?
I'm giving the awkward eye to the 360. You're on watch, buddy, because man, that's
Can I name one more just as a
sure.
I do
As a
want to get
runner-up?
back to Vita very briefly, but yeah.
Windows 8. Windows 8 platform on mobile. That is a fucking
that's a wasteland.
That is a wasteland where there is nothing there.
Yeah.
That people are not developing for it.
Why would
Nobody
they?
gives a flying fuck about it. Between Android and iPhone, if you are a Windows 8 user, you cannot find a goddamn thing that anybody else on Android or iPhone is using.
Right.
It is just better yet, Windows 8 period.
Or should we talk about the Vita more?
I think we should move on.
Yeah.
I mean, the Vita is one of those things like it's a console experience on the road, but does anyone really want the console experience on the road at this point? Like, isn't it more comfortable to have the console experience at home?
Agreed.
Honestly,
to
you're
have
always-
Yes,
the
I agree with you.
epic game experience on the computer.
You were just playing a Halo clone on your iPhone.
Right.
Tell me that's not pretty close to a console experience.
And you know it is, and I actually don't like playing it that much. Like I still like it's neat that I have it, and it cost me fucking 99 cents, which is why I got it. And it's like, oh, this is neat, kind of like Halo. But yeah, no, I'd rather play.
Yeah. If you're like, here's my thing about the console experience. Having owned a Game Gear, sitting in the back of my parents' rental car, traveling to somewhere, and having 5 hours where I don't want to deal with anything on that drive because it feels like it's 15. That's where a console experience on a portable matters.
True.
Nowadays, pushing 30.
You've got a 30-minute subway ride or something.
And you're going somewhere. Drop 7 on my iPhone.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Don't need the console experience.
Yep.
Love that we have it.
Yep.
And if there were more things for me to play on a Vita, I would own it. But I can't fathom the idea of dropping that kind of money when there are only like 4 games worth playing on the damn thing.
Yep.
And it becomes the idea like, yes, the console games can, let's say the equivalent game like your Call of Duty on the Vita is exactly the same experience that you get on the console. Let's say it's that they're equally on par.
Sure.
Okay, that's fine. Is that really the right fit for the mobile experience? As Rob said, drop 7. You do a couple of rounds here and there. It's like you're out and about. Life can happen at any second, and you don't want to be worrying about, where can I save this progress? Where's my checkpoints? Where things get weird. Now, sometimes you do have small points in time where you can invest a couple of hours on the go outside and you can play this, and that's fine. But that's not really what mobile gaming is really evolving into. It's these short bursts of fun things you can do progressively over time.
Right.
That's not the console experience. Is hunker down. You're going to be here for a while.
Right. Anyway, let's move
Worst
on.
developer.
We should move on. Yeah, worst developer.
Blizzard for using the evil UBDRM after fucking Ubisoft gave it up.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with my runners-up are Hammer Point for the War Z.
Yeah.
This was a tough one, and they're only a runner-up because I don't want to shit on the dead. Neocore, developer of Legends of Pegasus.
Yeah.
They're already out of business, so I don't know how much more I can damn them at this point. But my worst developer of the year, fuck you, Vatra. You killed my favorite series. You literally took my favorite series in front of me and just donkey punched it to death.
Ow.
Slow, too.
I
Rob?
guess I should go.
Yeah, it's my Blizzard.
Worst developer. Yeah, the War Z team.
Hammer Point.
Hammer Point there's nothing worse than those fuckers.
Garbage.
I can't believe I'm going to say this. Oh, man, guys, I am so sorry. BioWare. BioWare.
But for catering
What
to
you
the
fucked
angry
up,
masses.
what you fucked up with Mass Effect and catering to kids who have too much free time and won't shut the fuck up with Mass Effect.
Okay.
And kowtowing and just do what you do and don't fucking give a shit. I mean, up to a degree, but changing what you changed, fuck off. And also, you're... oh, man. Oh, BioWare, you just broke my heart this year. You just fucking broke my heart this year. And Star Wars The Old Republic and the doctors leaving that company and having no clue where that developer is going to
Completely
head
botching
now.
the free-to-play transition on the tour.
Holy fuck. BioWare.
Yeah.
Oh, you broke my heart this year.
Brian?
Broke my heart this year.
I got nothing actually.
Boris?
Say Blizzard.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually gonna go along the lines of a Blizzard, like not to say that they are abysmal or anything. It's just like the disappointment in the face of things that could have been so amazing. And it's not from firsthand experience. I haven't played Diablo.
Yeah.
I have not been on board with that at any point. Like, but hearing the disappointment that everybody else is spouting, it's just kind of depressing to hear that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Especially
really is.
considering that I had heard at one point that Diablo 3 had been canned and restarted.
Yeah, and they probably restarted in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's
it's
pretty
Anytime
fucking
you have a
profound.
studio with the versatility of something like either Valve or Blizzard, where they don't have really any bounds to release schedules
You're right, it's true.
or budgetary concerns,
Right.
like they can just do what they need to until it's right, and then they release something that they can't even quell the needs of their core consumer. That's just, there's no excuse.
True. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Just again, also from the disappointment. Like I didn't play that. I didn't play I kind of agree with Robin too. I didn't play Mass Effect 3, but it makes me sad to hear people pissed off about that. I only played a little, only half of like the first Mass Effect, and I really enjoyed that, and I want to keep playing through it. But like I know that there's this this bullshit at the end of my road.
Yeah, and I mean, this is why you called me out earlier for the story problems with Mass Effect 3, but that's the thing about it. Mass Effect 3 is a game worth playing. It is totally.
Right.
I can't believe I'm saying it's one of the
this.
best games of the year, and it's also fucking bullshit. Like that is an
Like I
amazing.
said, I'm
Unbelievable.
completely mystified by it. I don't know where to put it.
Yeah.
Exactly. What the fuck?
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Moving on.
Just depressing.
Wait.
Worst publisher.
Worst publisher. And then we're gonna take a break.
I
Well, we
want
got
to
one
kind
more.
of give it to Microsoft.
We're gonna take a quick break and
Worst game of the year, we
Worst
gotta
game
do.
of the year is gonna be
Well, we still have to do worst game of the year.
Oh, we have to do worst game of the year.
Oh,
Worst
yeah.
publisher.
Let's do
Pretty
that
quick.
and then,
It shouldn't
yeah.
be too hard at this
Yeah,
point.
so worst publisher.
Worst publisher.
I kind of want to give it to Microsoft personally, just
Yeah.
because, like, what the hell have they been doing? Like,
Jesus,
nothing.
You're right.
there's been no excitement whatsoever.
And
on
Boris, don't
Microsoft's
forget,
front.
don't forget they shut down.
Halo.
Don't forget they shut down the MS Flight team.
Aw, yeah. that's
Yeah, that sucks.
All right, well, that too. I mean, yeah, but here's the thing: like Halo 4, fine, that's like one of their main flagships, but they're not really doing any sort of forward promotion to anything. I have
true.
no idea what that company's doing.
That's true. And like the Summer Arcade was kind of certainly did not have any like breakouts that I remember.
Yeah,
that they had.
Microsoft's not really doing much these days. But do you have a runner-up?
Not really.
All right, I'll go just because my two are.
You have a real one.
Here's the thing: worst publisher. You can pick anyone. You can pick anyone you want and make a case for him. I'm not gonna. I'm sure I could probably do EA. I could do Activision. If I wanted, I could do Ubisoft from the first half of 2012 because they were a fucking nightmare. The two the two publishers who just pissed me off the most.
Yeah, blatant.
And it's not a clean sweep. My runner-up is Konami because not only did they do that shit to Downpour, but for the Silent Hill HD collection, they had issues with it on the 360, and they didn't release a patch. I think they only released it on the PS3, and if I remember correctly, they were like, "Yeah, we can't really release it on the 360."
What?
Yeah. So that was bullshit. But the winner is Calypso. Calypso, the debacle I described before with Legends of Pegasus.
Oh, God.
Listen, the developer went out of business. The developer made the shitty game. They deserve the blame for that. When you are the publisher and you have just for $40 a piece sold all your customers something that you fucking know doesn't work, and all you do is issue a letter and say sorry, that's fucking inexcusable. Now, I don't know if they ever tried to make it up to anyone, but for the first month, it was just a wall of silence. That is fucking inexcusable.
Yes.
The most dedicated fanboy in the world could not defend that.
No.
That is ghastly. That is a nightmare scenario.
Yeah,
It's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go. Yeah. Nintendo and Microsoft both are dueling towards the top of Ship Mountain for me in the honorary mention, like the runner-up of this. I think Nintendo is just awful these days. I think they are pandering. I think they don't care about actually making games at a level that people care about. They keep repeating stuff over and over again. I think people who buy them probably love them because they have the name on it and they don't give a shit what's in the box. And that may be really, really cruel, but how many fucking new Super Mario Brother games do you have to make before they stop being new?
It's weird. Mario games used to be
Like-
once a platform
Yes.
experience.
What the shit?
That was like a big event. Like, yo, there's a fucking Mario game coming out.
Yeah.
Yo, holy shit, let's
And I
get
was like,
ready
oh,
for
weird.
that.
That's just a weird thing when like Galaxy 2 came out. I was like, but it was
Yeah.
awesome. But then there was also like
It feels like they
Super
have-
Mario Brothers
yeah.
and New Super Mario Bros. Wii and New Mario Bros. 2 and
They have to make a new Mario game because
Wait a
it's a new
minute.
system or whatever. It's
But
just
all
like-
of those were on different platforms.
Doesn't
like you were
matter.
just saying.
It's the
New
same-
New Super Mario
No,
Brothers.
it's not
Wii.
new anymore. You
New
played
Super
Super Mario
there
Brothers
were
since
three,
the 90s.
There were
Boris.
3 Mario Brothers on the Wii.
Since the 80s.
There were 3 Mario Brothers on the Wii.
But the only one that had a sequel was Galaxy.
I'm sorry, I don't care.
But there were 3
you
Mario Brothers
can't-
on the Wii. There was one on
Yeah.
Super Nintendo, and there was one on the GameCube, and
Dude, you can't win this argument with me because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing new Super Mario Brothers, and it's the same fucking game I played 12 months ago. Like that's fucking stupid of them. And
Galaxy 2
they
was
are
fucking
treating
amazing.
they are treating their consumer base like morons. Hey, look, it's a new console. Here's the same game you just played
that's
a year
okay.
ago, and it's fucking.
I like the new Super Mario Brothers games.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it once when it
like here's
comes
the
out
thing.
on
Rob's
the
arguing an ideology, not the game itself.
yeah,
The games are
because
fun.
because
No,
like Galaxy 2 was actually the best game I played that year.
The Galaxy 2
Yeah.
is an exception. I will. The Galaxy games, like that, is a different thing. They tried something new.
That's true.
They brought something interesting to the table. Like say what you will about Kid Icarus. Okay, so they went back to the catalog. They haven't made a new Kid Icarus game in a while. It was an okay game.
Sure.
Like.
That's true.
I want them to take a little bit more risk. They're sitting on a shitload of money.
like
and they made a system that
they
now
did-
they're
like
going
the-
to make ports
when they did
of other
Metroid
games
Prime.
over-
That was it was an old property, but that was a risk. That was a new idea they
right
did there.
But the idea of now they're going to be a AAA developer company, no. Like, please, for the love of God, explain to me why the last fucking new game you invented was Pikmin, and you haven't done something revolutionary like that since Pikmin. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Like, that was their big thing at E3 2 years ago, was the new Pikmin.
All right. Anyway.
It's just,
Oh, yeah.
it's maddening.
right.
Microsoft, we know about
Davis said
Microsoft.
that there are 3 Mario games on the original NES.
There were 3
Yes,
on the
that is
NES.
true.
There was 1 on the SNES.
Yeah.
There was 1 on the N64.
There's
There
one
was-
on the Wii.
there was
of
one
the
on-
new Super Mario series. There's 2 of the Galaxy series.
But what are you
on the
trying
Wii.
to prove by saying?
Well,
Like,
then,
yeah.
we're still saying Mario. We're still
Yeah.
saying Mario. Like it doesn't matter that there was a different had a different word "new" in front of
Different
Galaxy.
branding.
It's still 3 Mario games for the Wii.
Right, and I mean, I feel like the earlier Mario games had more, like, they
Mario 2 was basically not a Mario game.
Yeah, I mean,
anyway,
Mario 2
anyway,
was-
really, we've got to
right.
move on.
Yeah.
Capcom is the winner of this category.
Yeah.
All right.
Capcom, because
Asura's
any
Wrath.
company that makes you play a whole game and then tells you after the fact, oh, and the real ending is in DLC. Fuck you. Fuck off, you bastards. I don't care what reason you come up to make that a thing, like, defend that. There isn't one.
Yeah,
There
Capcom was
isn't
not a
one.
publisher this year. They were like a strange social experiment.
There is not one.
All right,
test
yeah,
the
I didn't
Yeah.
really have one, so I'm going to give it to Capcom. 'Cause
Okay.
I totally
Yeah.
agree with you
Worst
on that.
game of the year. Oh, this should be really
All
worst.
right.
Game of the year.
Runners up for me: Gettysburg, Legends of Pegasus. Winner, congratulations, Silent Hill Downpour.
I mean, this we keep going on the same. Medal of Honor, Warfighter. Go ahead.
Yep. So,
For me, the biggest, the most influential bad games of the year, The Old Republic, and I haven't hated that much on Zynga this year, but the
that'll
Vil
change.
which got them sued by EA. And was kind
Can't
of
make fun of a dying man. Dude.
I know. And
Don't care. No, we can
All
make
right.
fun of them. Holy shit! If he's an asshole through his entire life,
Yes.
I don't want to hate on him too much, but
no, hate on him.
it
He
got
was
them.
an evil man who's dying.
They
Piss on his
they
bu-
ripped
on
off
his
Tiny
body.
Tower pretty blatantly, and they did not get sued. Then they ripped off The Sims, and they got sued.
Yay!
Yes, so that's all I'm going to say about that because I don't want to pile
you
on
go.
them.
Worst game of the year, winner, Risen 2. For all the reasons I mentioned before. Runner-up, Diablo 3.
All right, so winner, wet, runner-up, Bionic Commando.
Oh, all right. Nice.
Is that everybody?
Yep.
That's everybody.
Okay. Next up, Game of the Year. Right after a break, we're going to take 5, and we're going to come back, and holy shit, Game of the Year is going to be fun. And then after that, predictions, and I don't know if we're going to do Skype calls because it's getting pretty late, but we may take a couple. I don't know. It depends on how we feel. It probably... I mean, we're already running late, so it may not happen. But we'll definitely be doing this again. So, yeah. Game of the Year. Let me pipe up some music. What is it? Who knows? Game of the Year coming up right after this. This has been the Crashstravaganza. We're going to be back. Just taking a quick break. We'll see you in a minute. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is GCTV Random Cast. Love you all. Be right back.